If the phone is on, there we go.
If not there right now, would you let Linda know somehow if you can tape in and let her know that we've got audio and it's 5 by 5? Well, let's find out.
Well, they're muted. I think that they are. Chat function, if they want to chat with us, they can chat with us. If they have questions,
Did you hear that? That if there is a question, there's a chat function which you can send, I'm assuming, and we'll be read it.
we're typing right now. Okay.
You're listening.
We'll see.
I'm meeting to order so we can get keep moving here.
I'll have the agenda.
No quorum. 5, right? 5 hours.
We have Carl, we have Mary.
Oh, Barrett's here.
See my email, but right now it's only like this.
Sign sheets for us?
We have them out there.
For us?
Yeah, but wait, there's one already filled out, Paul.
Us?
Yeah. No,
Oh, you did? Where is it? Okay.
We have a sign-in sheet. And the flow sign-in sheet back there. I need that at the end. I'm doing fine, you? It was not fun traveling over there. Today was
Now gives that Hogan's Beach. Well, they'll be in the bar. Those are the guys.
Well, people stay in their computer.
got his computer, the other was dying. I went to do TurboTax, and it so I would support radio choice. I think
Oh, how you doing, man?
5 years ago.
Oh, boy, those
And one of those,
congratulations.
that's the website. It doesn't, well, it doesn't have, the small ones don't have all these connections.
Oh, right, you're right, all US.
Yes, I had to have the video output and have an extra video, whatever.
Girls, and we played them with the boys.
But I had the memory and,
7-Eleven.
and then Windows 8, now it's like, why can't I find the answer?
No, we fine. What station? 104.
No.
Melbourne. Went on. Lakewood Range.
I have 5 people logged in, as you can see.
I see.
Apparently, you had a great team over here. All right, let's get moving. We got the agenda. I had it somewhere. I can't find it. You have it up here?
I just, here's the agenda. I was looking for the minutes now.
Well, this is Paul Van Steenberg, and I'll start with the welcome. Welcome to you guys on web, the guys that are here. This is where I mean, tonight the weather's brutal out there. The faster we get this turned around, some stuff in the executive session that we've got to straighten up. Other than that, to an end, we had some of the Region Cup start this weekend. That's all the news that I've got at this point. We're still having out there some. That's a permanent condition, but we're going to try and sort that out a little bit now, this time of year when things die down a little bit. Won't have any ideas for AGM. the time to start. If you got changes you want to make, now's the time to start working on them. The time to do it isn't 1 month before we're ready to go. It's just too late, and it comes up too quickly. And I know we're going to have a few things we're going to delve into. At least I am. I know Frank got some stuff. I know Linda's got some stuff. But we want to get at that early. If the stuff that you that see in the bylaws, and I the forfeit feel, we got to make sure everybody's online with that, because this is the first year, I think, when we've heard a little kickback on it. It's in our bylaws. It is always supposed to have been there, and it ensures everybody that they're going to show up and they're going to have a match, or it is that they're supposed to play that week's going to pay a forfeit. It's punitive. It's what the referees cost. It's punitive. We sort that out and see if a lot of people not a lot. Some people have complained about it. We got to see if everybody's on board for it. But members, that's in our bylaws and regulations, and so it's no different than what we've had in the past, except we know we're now enforcing it, because our feeling is if we expect to go to a match, if you expect to get to a match and you're not, nobody's up, or it's Tuesday and you find out too late to get to your team, that cricket, that's just not going to work. And the fine is more than the cost to us, the out-of-pocket cost. So the punitive nature to the fine, I'm not so sure we've got it. I think that's one thing where all the members got to think about it and decide whether they want to have it that way, or what they want to do with it, because it's when it happens to you, it's really annoying. It's always unfair. It happens. I mean, whoever the fine is directed at, 50% feel like they're being put upon, that they had a good reason not to show up for the match. It's up to the club to ensure that there's enough coaches that you can get to them. If it's an away match, you have 2 coaches. If the club cannot make sure that the team is viable, then viable every week, no matter what, for some horrific a car accident or something like that, then they'd be a little more aware and just stop throwing teams at the coalition just to fill it in and hope that the team's going to make it. And 3 of the matches they're not going to. We've had teams drop out. We've had teams not make games, and they're cavalier about it, saying they just couldn't do it. There's whatever. And so that's what we got to think about. Either we're going to have those fines in place, and it's going to be punitive, and it's going to be costly for people not to not go up at these matches. Then that's what it's going to be. If the members don't feel like that's fair in general, then we've got to do something. Then we've got to adjust it. So that's one thing I think that everybody this year has noticed, that it's been we've been fining people for not showing up for matches for fitting for the time to do it, and I think that's something that's new, and it's for some people. So look through the bylaws. If there are things that go on this year that you didn't like or don't think are fair or not right, it's the members, it's us, it's you that are the board of directors, the large board of directors. You've got to make the changes. So you guys got to get ahead of it and get it to us in time. Now's the time to start looking at that and suggesting what we do to make it work a little bit. If you start looking at our bylaws, they're very precise. Some not so precise. I think the playing is the under 11, 12, 13, 14 rules going back and forth between Team A and Team B. If you look at that, really you got to really bear down on that to see if you can if those are going to be able to be guessed or not. And I think there are some suggestions. Linda had some to make some more simpler to do that. So please, everybody. All I have to say is we can take a look at those bylaws. Now is the time. Things have slowed down as far as play. May isn't the time. April isn't the time when it's right upon us, when you're doing the last minute. It's the time to start looking at those things and start making suggestions to us to get them in so that we can vote on them. So they're set up and we can discuss them and vote on them in the AGM, as it is supposed to be. Frank?
We'll have a deadline for submission of proposal changes, because it's not for us to get one the day before the AGM. We'd have to post it, and the review committee will review it. So it'll still go up there, but it'll be on our website, and you'll have it on how to do it. It makes sense. Those will be voted on at the AGM.
I can't project them.
All right, we've got January minutes, or the audio of January's minutes. If anybody listened to them, I need somebody, I can't. I need somebody on the board here to accept the minutes. Listen to the audio. Frank, did you guys listen to last week's minutes, the meeting? The audio was good, clear. The video wasn't working. I don't know if it is this week either. We'll straighten that out.
I don't have that camera working. It was working at home, not.
But the audio, we'll check the connection. The audio I listened to was clear. I think what we're not doing, which we got to get better at, is talking over each other, or I couldn't figure out who was saying what. But we're better at identifying who it is that's speaking up here. But otherwise, it was clear enough. I think you could listen to those minutes and get everything we said the entire time. And that, if we stay with the system, is how we're going to do it from now on. Those minutes are going to be available to you. And, it's up to you. If you don't tune into the WebEx, the minutes are online. You can listen to them. It's 2 hours, brutal stuff, but they're very precise. Like I said, the audio was excellent. It was excellent. So if I have somebody accept the minutes, second, all in favor? Good. All right. Next item.
Treasurer's report.
Okay. I have that one.
What we've got in the bank, $227,000. Much it. Back and pull up the other. Close too many screens. To January 31st.
Right.
Income is 681. Market fines, well, we had two that were paid in January, so that's $500. And $25,000 registration fee. It's what credit card company kind of holds back for refunds. So they hold a percentage and then we get it afterwards. So that's the rest of the registration fee. It just kind of goes with the territory. So they lend so much money until so many months because of refunds. So we actually made $26,000 that month. Their expenses, they say, pretty much goes on down. It wasn't out of the ordinary, just the normal referees, business meeting.
So our cash position.
$227,000.
And from now till the start of next season, we should be in fairly low expenditures, yes, per month, after we get past referee fees, so we're not going to have the signer fees, and that's really the big
That's
thing.
all paid.
Okay.
The thing that we will have coming up will be the team meeting. And we will have to pay for the coaches meeting for the next year because we won't have necessarily all the money, and we've got to be ready for that. But as far as that, we've got, as I said, $227,000, of which imagine by the time we get to May or June, we'll still have, until we get to Joe Judd, we have 200,000. I'd say the 20,000 is what we're gonna have to.
All right. The next item on the agenda. Not here. And as Terry's report, I think there's nothing I can think that he would have. So you're up next. Not here, junior boys, so he's got the, I guess everything is the Region Cup, the results of the Region Cup. What I want to say is we ought to look in on the Region Cup and see how our teams are performing. There's always been a slam on this coalition, and teams aren't that good. And from what I saw, I was there at Auburndale. From what I saw, the teams I saw participating were doing quite well. So I think we need to take a good look at that when that finishes and see exactly where we all are with a Region Cup, because we've, fact and what people think are fact are two separate things. I do see that there are these great differences and these great, 20 great teams out there that aren't playing in USA, and I think at some point we have to identify that and get it, have it outdoors. So that they understand that when someone tells them the league's no good, to explain to them, I don't understand that we've got, 6 Region Cup winners, and the final guys in Region Cup, and XXXXX. Region Cup's the first good barometer. Obviously, State Cup's the better one. And sorry, in our meeting, we gave out last year's State Cup results, and I'll do that again just so everybody can see again what teams from Region C did what in this cup, and it's amazing. It's amazing when you think about all the teams we have, exactly how many got in and how many teams. I think there were 10 teams. It was fairly, and that's the top four. So we didn't ourselves one or two. Mike's team was one, and I think we had one other one in the State Cup. So, all right.
Okay, one point of order.
Yes.
Frank, President, standings for Region Cup this past weekend will not be final until February 16th. They will be posted. All right, so I'll give you some idea of where we stand. You can go on to the FSA website, Region Cup, and schedules are there. Again, after this week, after the 16th, we'll standings. This is a rain day weekend. There are games this weekend. Everything is going on. RTS, Breeze in Orlando. And 22nd is we start hitting the old games and semis and finals. Thank you.
So you can go on right now. You can go into standings and see, at least you could as of last. You can go down and see all the games if you want to see how teams did. Now teams and you can go back and refer back into your league and see where those teams placed or how they're doing as to play in the Region Cup. I think that's just, if I'm right, is that's 11s and 12s only at this point, correct? 13s. Where were the 13s? Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. What is that?
Fort Myers, South. There were 12s in First. No, I don't have my list with me. There were 12s in First Hernando. There were 12s in West Pasco. I know down in Miguel's district they had teams calling games going on, which is I think the Cape Coral area or something like that. Fort Myers. Ingrid was assigned those teams.
All right.
We'll start moving as the 20s is where you got the 14s through 19s and all the games. And that.
All right, Steve is not here. Carlos, where are you? You there, Carlos? No. The referee liaison.
Nothing to report.
Well, nothing.
Nothing,
Those we already heard, so that's redundant. Old business game change request only for date or time of changes. Lynn, why is that on there? Just to remind you?
Just to remind, because people are still emailing Sherry and going, would you please change the game? No, she's not. It's a posted procedure we've been doing for 2 years. They can follow it. So they got through and pay attention to what they're doing. And the steps are all posted on the website.
Yeah, the web's clear. I mean, go into the website, the steps in that are clear as a bell, and I'm the worst one there is probably at that, but you go on the website and read it, and there's no reason why you can't figure out how to get into God Soccer and request a game change.
Right. The rescheduled games due to rainouts, our rules say they gotta be done with, you gotta schedule a game within 15 days. Doesn't have to play, but you've got to schedule. We have games going back to senior season, August, September hasn't been rescheduled. We have down on teams for not scheduling within 15 days, but it will be a problem pretty soon.
come March 30th.
31st is the last. The option, not like you had to have the senior season done October 19th like it used to be. They just need to pick it because they know that it's not going to be at the end of Sunday. The game day and forfeit procedures are posted on the USA website. We can all tell who leaves and who can't by what you do when it happens. There's a lot of games that were canceled today, and I don't know any of them went through the proper procedure. And when you're down to 2 hours before game time, we cannot cancel a referee. A couple of weeks ago, where one club didn't tell everybody else did. There were 8 that did, and one club didn't, and they were saying, well, we couldn't just cancel the referee, and we looked at the clock. Well, he's on his way. They're involved in that.
Do we have a actual procedure? Let's say you get out to your fields and they're underwater.
Then the referee would call it.
The referee's got to come at that point. He's part of the okay.
I mean, we've usually considered, the day before, that's fine. We'll notify everybody. But on the day of the game, there is no way to guarantee that we're going to be able to reach anybody.
And
When we find out an hour before the game or an hour.
in cases, the,
Okay.
But, but my car on the way here.
Did the matches tonight?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But, it's been,
Mhm.
there's a couple of fields on there, all you have to focus on.
I know. It's well, the forfeit time for these forfeits and inclement weather is really always.
Well, they should
I don't
go
know.
on Wednesday night, as we know. It's always raining.
It's supposed to be a dry time of the year. But it's difficult. It's if we could just get everybody a little more tuned in to soccer, it would be easier. We're not all the way there, but in another year or two, I think everybody will be pounded in that they'll have somebody there that's faster with the program.
Have new people too. One guy said he
Yeah,
called
Dave. Yeah.
and he explained to you, and he said, no, rep has to call. I said, you're closing the field.
That's a different story.
Right, that's different. But he was confused on that because he is clearly
Right.
what he's doing. All the time.
Hold on, Frank.
Exactly.
Seems to be a percentage of it, but whenever you get, they have 40% of the next year. And they got to do the process again.
Yes.
It's the same thing year after year.
We'll try to keep as much as we can on a website or easily available so someone can tune into that. And as we get further along, we got to get back at it. Or, yeah. No.
Always.
Yeah. Frank?
And we do understand that the county will come in on a Friday night because of them are off Saturday and Sunday and say, guess what, your fields are closed tomorrow. Okay? And the board is understanding of that. We know that happens.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, yeah, Shay and I were busy, I mean, both working together, covering everybody that notified us. Because the one club that didn't, they didn't realize they needed to notify USA.
All right, so we beat that one to death. Let's, what do we got? Joan Judd, but the forfeits, we all know, there were a lot of issues with them. They're a problem, and we're still trying to work out a better system if there is such a thing. You know, it just plays havoc with us when it's especially close to the match, Friday, Saturday. It's brutal. Joan Judd application is due March 14th. No entries of Joan Judd. You know what that is, right? We've got a certain budgeted. We're going to have a discussion about that hopefully tonight if we can get into new business, maybe next week. One thing about Joan Judd we had suggested is to enhance, to take the money we budgeted and to have fewer $500 since some of us felt anyway that that's barely cover books at this point. Instead, pile it up so that we get 4, 8, 6, whatever we decided, pretty good chunks of cash and get it to somebody. Somebody will get a good benefit out of it, maybe a year run as scholarship. The guys that are on the committee, with it at all. So I'm going to leave it right there. They want it. At 500, that's enough. It was never meant to be a scholarship for anybody. It's a grant. It's a thank you. And we'll figure that out on the board. We're kind of feel that we got 60 kids. That is 10% of our playing force getting a grant. It's not a grant anymore. It's a rebate. I checked with USF and Monmouth College in New Jersey just because I know somebody there and said, what are the percentages? I said, what if I told you 10% of the population was to get a, so he's never. So we had 10% of our players last year get them, and again, we'll discuss, I guess, that went to that range. You start to wonder whether it's just a thank you for playing or a rebate rather than an award. Make it more, there are less people, you say, or whatever it happens to be, and we'll have to decide if we want 60, we want 30. Right now we have enough budgeted to 60 at $500. Whether it makes sense and whether we just do that this year because we budgeted it may or may not come. But that was the question I had to these guys. If you're going to budget $30,000, let's put it somewhere. I didn't agree. Not one of them, in fact, thought that it should be a heavier amount of money or a scholarship. No, you decide what that's going to be, not them. But they're guys that are on the committee, so basically we're listening to them and taking their advice, at least at this point, to understand what it was. I was there when we made it, and of course we had, we had $1,000 in those days. I mean, $3,000 is a lot for us to break out of the budget. So it was necessarily a limit thing. I talked to two of the fellows and said, did you really envision that you'd be giving out $30,000 to 60 kids? I said, that was never even in his wildest dreams thought we'd get there. I'm not saying it was bad. It starts to become less than something earned or, something highly regarded when it's easy, when it's just going to fill out a bunch of paperwork. So the money, but is that what we want to do? Is that what we want to do things? And that's going to be the question we answer this year. Next year or this year, I don't know what. But that's where the Joan Judd, they were really the guys didn't nick me at all, and it was Mike, myself, and Steve. They didn't agree with that philosophy at all, that you put more into 7,500 and give out four of them, or make it 5,000 and give out 6 of them. Something they didn't agree at all. So that's something we'll revisit and see what we want to do for structure. Because this, when Joan Judd started, it was a couple kids got $500, and that was be good. And we didn't have as many kids playing either. But we put 60 last year, and you had right at 500 to 600 kids playing that were in the age group. So that's all 10% of your population is getting it, which is close to probably what filled out an application, I would guess, although I'd have to ask. But so Joan Judd, remind them to improve the service so Red Card site can be updated. If you're serving a red card, let's get it in so we've got it down on the site and everybody can know that the cards have been served, okay?
We need to make sure that the player, is in the next game. Player, not guest players. We actually had games reported in where they put the player on as a guest player. That won't work. That's fine. That's why you have the same rules. And it's a coach's responsibility to make sure it's written on the game report and get a copy of the game report. I listen to how many excuses, the kids served it, but we didn't get it written down. It doesn't, you have to have it written down in the game report. So it needs to be a name, and it needs to come in immediately. You get game suspension, put them in each week. Tell us like you're not going to submit. That's what it looks like when you wait till you've got all 4 games. Just serve, turn them in. We're finally starting to get everything. Okay.
Business.
Winter awards, medals, T-shirts. I'm not aware of this, so who?
That would be Sherry. Last year we did that. We just need those, and so Sherry can go and order them. I think Frank and Sherry worked it last year with medals, and we just need to, that's what we want to do so she can get them ordered.
I think I'm in that, Redwood.
A lot of people miss the T-shirt. That's something that we could bring back.
But what with the T-shirts is that at our budget meeting, we decided the cost of T-shirts along with the cost of the medals were too exorbitant for us to spend that much money. A T-shirt now costs anywhere from $5 to $7. There's some to keep track of them. It's not worth it.
The medals can go to the mail. The shirts are a huge interest on somebody's handout.
We had a 1-year box with his family, 70 boxes, and since we couldn't mail them because the postage was so high, we helped them to the meeting and people were picking up boxes. Some guys were around and remember big boxes of medals. It's our budget meeting, I think, I believe we both,
That medals, no.
yeah, medals,
Decided the budget.
and
If we want to look at T-shirts for next year, we need to look at that. A lot of work. I would do this I've worked it as on Sherry to do it.
There's a cost difference. There's also a sizing issue.
Yes.
I know myself when we had to All-Stars, it was a monumental problem as far as sizing. Trying to get sizes from someone and get them back. That you charge extra large on, what did you do once? How did you do it in the past? One size fits all.
No.
Try and get the.
We guesstimated by age what it would be, and we wound up, hell, I've still got shirts home. Really, that I can't use because they're either.
You have to order the shirt before you know who's going to win. You can't wait till you know who's going to win to order the shirt. You don't decide. That's what's the problem with that.
The FYSA level, those of that go to the AGM, guess you're gonna find in your little goodie bag, shirts from 2005, shirts from 2007.
I like the shirts personally, but it's, we probably got too many distribution issues to overcome, and unless, you know, somebody, how about you guys, have any ideas on how to make it, or?
And you won't know till March 31st, you know,
Yeah. Then happen to them.
What do you think, Carl?
I think, shirts would be nice. I know they were always well received. Medals, yeah, for the 8-year-olds and 10-year-olds. Anybody older than that, what do you do with the medal? Use it. And, you know, what we, you know, and, yeah. Well, there are different ways of maybe rewarding champions. You know, maybe a trophy team per age group, or maybe start a club trophy, club that wins the most championships. I mean, a medal, a waste, yeah, medals.
For the price of the medals, you figure per team, even if it's at $3 a medal, per team, that $30, you can get a nice trophy for the club to put into the.
I think that's better than the medals.
And
Again, for the little ones, maybe for the 9s and 10s, but otherwise.
the next participation, because they all get a.
Sure, yeah. Oh, well.
I think that's a great idea,
Yeah,
a trophy for the club and for the teams of the club. And it'll probably be more cost effective.
Yeah, I think it's the cost. I mean, at this point, we're not in dire straits. It's the point of how easy it is to get that medal, trophy, t-shirt, and how efficient it is to get it out to our members. The t-shirts, no doubt about it, to me, is the number one, absolutely the best thing. Those kids get them, it's great. Except that not all of them ever get them. We've had, 50 of them that never got it out. We never got them to people. Sizing wasn't right. So even though some people are happy, some people are not happy or never even get them. It's inefficient. We're set up, our volunteer, we're just not set up like a club where people are here all the time and we can get at them. It seems like it's been difficult to, the shirts are great, but I understand the problem with them and I've gone through it. Yes. That's it. The patches, well, they're putting on the uniform, but it's the next year, right? No, they can't.
Used to be.
Yeah, my son has the patches, but again, the patch.
Name.
That might be the best trial. That you can send the class and they can actually organize the t-shirts themselves. Universal line set for you. Incur the cost of the t-shirt. About $50, $100 left over in their team account anyway. That's all the people that want the t-shirts. And also
All right. Well, what do we do for this year? That's the. Are we still in time for that?
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Because all they're going to do is put a plate on it.
Well,
We choose the design, we can choose everything already. then the only thing left is to play.
It's crazy glue to play.
Fernando, just, you do that, and the trophies is great. That's a great idea. That's everybody colours. If you want, a lot of people want a t-shirt, give them the price. You guys just got to pay to get that graphic made, and then out to the team and say, you want you just make that. It's up to them. But they get the anyway. That's it. That's
Not a big deal.
How that to get done for people like us that can't do things like that? Is it?
It's relatively simple in terms of creating the graphic. The next slide can be done on any graphic designer. And that will use the go to t-shirt printing company and they can move it around.
For $500, $1,000, you got everything you'd ever need for the
It's just graphic design.
Would you slap in the year change the year every year?
Yeah, we did. I've got it in my bag.
You may already have one on file somewhere.
It's not here, sure it would not.
They do from last year or whatever.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Well, look at our premier patches for the premier division. How many teams are wearing it? Yep. We know what the cost is because we did the premier patches.
Look in the trophies and vector file. We're going to attempt to do that. Is that do we have a motion on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Good. Good. Thank you. And, the more the better, as far as I'm concerned. As long as it's doable. My thing is always we're labor short. We got that. We'll check, and I think between Jerry and Liv, we'll be able to somehow get one designed and get out to the clubs or offer it to the clubs. I guess we could just send it to the. We'll go. Yeah.
You send it to the team.
Wait, to the club, wouldn't you? I mean, the team probably doesn't have an email address. Ah, yeah, okay. Like 40% of the coaches' email addresses aren't correct. This will correct them. Everyone will think if they're going to get a vector file, they'll get good email addresses. Probably a good idea.
I think we forgot, that's something where we communicate,
Yeah.
got software.
All right. Well, so moved. That's what we'll do. So, anybody? Any get Coco?
Remember Tampa? And they forfeited Brandon River last week. I just paid the fine before they play again.
We're going to discuss that, that's one of the issues we've got to discuss.
Yeah. So we got to do it. The game is scheduled for Saturday.
Saturday, 10 a.m.
So I'm going to let everybody, that team know, the Chivas guys.
Let me decide.
Make the decision tonight.
I'll relay it to the coach.
Okay. All right.
Fair enough.
Anybody bring together anything? Tonight, As opposed to all of us who have nothing to do.
Right.
Anybody else? Fellas, it's your umbrellas. We'll get a 2-minute break and then we'll start the executive session. If you want to stay, you're welcome.
The executive session is a closed session.
Well, all of it is going to be closed, Frank, or just that part?
Executive session is always closed. You are welcome to stay.
Just can't
If the board feels that they would like to acknowledge you, then they will, but raise your hand. It's our bylaws, executive session is closed. We allow people to come in. We're not going to prevent anybody from speaking.
Good.
But it's,
If we go into executive session, there's executive committee and executive session.
Okay, good.
Two different. The executive session, yeah, it's private.
All right. Cool. All right.
hey, folks, for those of you who are going home, stay home, be careful driving.
That's right. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Bill, see on how the highway is.
I'm going to wait a little bit. Okay.
I guess we gotta get referees then. Scheduled at 10 right now. I would rather get the money from him and not go through all of this, but we only get the money. I might never get the money anyway.
And then, emails to that 17, Orlando, for like U17.
Yeah. I go to West Florida. That's Bryn is the head coach up there.
Well, he has 3 different dates. February and March. No fun. Before I put on that soccer.
You know, I mean, he's got a problem. Sherry put a ticket in got soccer. They requested I make contact with USA for rescheduling a rain-out game. Matthew for February 15th for rain-out makeup game. Got soccer.
February 15th.
Yeah, I got him. I will do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he gets the, I said you got to get the VARs and you got to get it on there because they only got 2 weeks to set this thing. Is aware of the scheduled game. The game is scheduled to be played Schimberg. VARs needs to be contacted for the center ref. Schimberg has the lines already scheduled. We need a print game card, which is not there yet.
What time is it supposed to be?
Noon.
Okay.
We're assuming the field will be in shape. But we can date it out if we can. It's a matter of getting the VARs now. And it's got to come through God's side. It's got to come through USA the schedule.
Yeah.
That's already Wednesday.
I don't want to schedule the U17 team on the soccer because they week to one again and they said they never did so.
Yeah. Well, part of that. I don't know if this is on or off. Part of that was.
Well, but he might be playing in the CDL showcase. I would even know.
I can't imagine that they
inside?
would be. Well,
That particular team.
Dun and Bryn. Oh, it's
It's a D2.
Oh yeah. Well, because again, I know we have some teams that
they will be
would have played in the
but they're not. They're probably not. Well, I don't know. No, but they, we just can't play that day. We want to play it, and now they're not responding. So somewhere you got to cut this off and let it rip. Just to let it go.
Yeah. Okay, so the finals are there too.
No, it's a final at Puerto Rico. We're only going to have one game. They do 12. Semi-final there. The U teams. Everything else is at Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Unless you want me to stay.
I'll tell you what they decided to do with VSI. I mean, it's too short of time frames to be starting to screw up this game. Tell them no, but this
Let me know about the Chivas USA game.
that's what I mean. It's too time frame that's changing. Wednesday night, Thursday night. You tell people there's no game. There's no game.
How many do they have?
Two. Big mistake to start with, in my opinion. I vote on it. I wouldn't believe it. Not well organized, and there's no club there really. So it's tough for them. Anything, they were not, it's just tough. The thing is, it's hard to jump on anymore. Not them particularly, just the
We have to be more selective. One thing that has to change because we're right.
Hey, I'm just, yeah, Paul. How you doing? What you got the horrible accent? Kid. The accent. Yeah, it's great we have these English. Yeah, the guys in South America always complain. Those coaches out there, guys we used to know. I said, well, why did you get that horrible accent? They're right.
I hear enough English, so procedure submit that now.
Linda, for a,
It's a full fit of the game.
okay. I just give it to, well, no, Sherry's not here. Linda, you take an appeal money, money, forfeit money?
Well, I have a handout on my able to
So you want to pay $100 an appeal? Okay. give it to Linda, and we'll.
And that gives me a,
Oh, that got forfeited. That was,
that's,
Davis forfeited.
Yeah, and it's, you know, we'll do it right away, like next week, next month, and then we'll put you on the docket. I know the long
But they,
way to come for that.
have they retained the funds?
Maybe, are you on the docket? Oh, good. I got no idea. I don't,
We haven't gotten.
Linda, do you have the executive committee stuff for tonight?
I've got most of it here, I'm just trying to find it.
Okay. Was it?
I should be able to find most everything.
Well, that was a,
Well, last year on the file.
yeah.
Like I say, I mean, I don't know, it's like Melbourne and us were the top two teams in the state. In 4 games. I was and then as you got older, like I had
The letter I wrote, I can't find it.
three brothers the old Diego team. But we had them, I mean, I know all of the schools because they were local.
they're close enough, like in Hillsborough, they go all over the place.
It's like right now, I've got some of my girls, the freshmen, basically 7 of them play.
Linda, are we offline?
No, I'm like.
Audio.
7 of them play.
Is there a way to mute that? Yes.
I can use.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thing along. Let's get this fellow out of here first. That's the Myers. We got. All right, our executive session's in order. All right. How you doing, man? You're on. Why don't you be right up here with us?
Yeah, he is sick, that's first.
Luke Boyce, I'm from Northern Knights. I'm here for the field team 2560. I wear a Dutch to a flayed. Yes, I've submitted 3. I've got a few handouts in front of you which justify our actions and prove that we are not guilty of any infraction at all. I went to WebEx and I saw the January meeting as well, and I must have reviewed 2 or 3 times. The thing I got, Mr. Emerson, at 37 minutes, 10 seconds, in a mid-state, the bottom line, they have to be in Gold Soccer or primary roster. This is in replica play. It was competitive. Yeah. I'm going to prove to you, like I said, infraction. I asked you to reconsider the process and make the original. So page one is an email from Sherry to myself, informing us of the forfeit. So I did the first mechanism, which states the team is only allowed to play 3 guest players per game. Then states that 4 guest players will play just in the game outside the boundaries of the league's rules. If we were to flip to page 2, it should be back and forth exchange between myself and Sherry. First thing that I've highlighted, after clarification of what a guest player was, she was able to provide her FYSA rules. First line being, guest shall be defined as the act of participating in an FYSA sanctioned event, together with the official roster of another team. Now to move to page 3, of our roster, the whole player, Dalton Stephen, states and shows that he's been moved before they kicked off. Our registrar logged in, logged an error between myself and our registrar. He should be moved on to the roster a lot quicker because he came back from injury. But again, he was rostered to our team. He wasn't on a roster of another team. He was rostered to our team, thus making the top rule of Jerry's email applicable, something that we have for our part to roster test proper permission in the FYSA transfer event allowed by the rules of the competition and not affecting their original roster teams. A piece of paper, I've got a 4th piece of paper with the bylaws of the which relate to guest players. The rules and regulations there and highlighted the relevant rules, all of them have got ticks next to it. The next one, the law, we did have 4 players. We had 3 guests and a roster of 11. I know that there was a roster submitted to referee too. Orlando, since then, like game kicked off.
Steinberg, let me just ask to clarify. So what you're saying is basically the roster that we saw that we were making the judgment about was not in fact your that day. We did a roster with that was rostered to the team. So that day, you're by God Soccer or whatever that is. So that make there's only 3 guest players. Were they stood in the guest player part of the? Were they stood below as a guest player?
He was added to the game report as a guest player because when it was printed out.
Okay. All right. That's the nut of it, though. I mean, really, it's just a matter of timing. What was the 4 players listed, which was clearly, so we checked the veracity of that piece of information. Is there a way to do that, Linda?
In a few minutes when I can get,
Okay.
I probably stuff on this computer and I find those.
Good. Is there anything else? That's it, though. Do I have that? Am I correct and I'm not missing anything? Okay.
By the time the game kicked off,
He was on the roster. He was on the roster as of the Friday before the game, maybe?
he was in the roster before kickoff.
Okay.
It was on 12/13, 2013.
When we'll gather them, we'll go through it and put a decision. Yeah, so, I mean, you can, if you want, that's what, we'll let you know what happens, but, next.
Okay. The item is Players Club. The hearing channel, suspended Greg Beaver The issue was who had the package, who controlled, who went into game, because number 9 is still unidentified. Still number 9, that he was not ever insane. That's the only thing we know is who he was not who he is. There was a lot of testimony going back and forth. Obviously, at that hearing, they were both trying to throw each other under the bus. Wouldn't you say, Frank?
Back up again.
Yeah. So, the court found them both guilty because of the meeting and the emails that they presented, and blah, blah, blah. So, we sent the determination to FYSA. Then, we received emails from Greg Beaver last week, and emails from us. So, it's not like it's coming third hand. This one came direct. And he's acting like he's in charge of the 15 team. He had nothing to do with the 15 team. So why is he, they're behind. Anyway, this is FYSA. And FYSA said, well, it's his suspension. So I pulled up some FYSA rules. And I said, this is what this board needs to approve if we send this to FYSA. So please read this. This is what I want to say. USA had a hearing. We sent it to the S office. The parties were suspended. Reason eligible is because he was unidentified. You can all hear, can't you? Search it.
We did the plus sign at the bottom, so you do a little bit.
Okay.
Anyway, for me,
Usually you have to look
Referees
back.
don't see it.
I know.
We're blind. We need
So
every.
next time, don't be offended if we tell you during the day.
Anyway, you can top part of mine, the bottom part of the applicable rules that I've quoted.
Well, let's zone in on one thing here. Dan, have you talked to, was it Brian? Where was his first name? Brendan. I go, Brendan, and before the match, in other words, before it happened, Beaver called. He didn't ask them specifically. Did he say he was the coach of the contact player? No, he was just calling him as a courtesy to tell him don't bother coming because we're going to be there. Now, is that enough to say that he's jumped back in and is an official?
The response from FYSA was he had appealed his suspension. That's it. He appealed his suspension. Didn't say he is suspended pending the appeal. Didn't say that wasn't an act that wouldn't be a coach. I'm not suspended. You shouldn't be making team contact.
You're suspended from all activities, period.
Right. So this Mullen, why is he the team? Why is he acting in the place of the team contact, canceling games?
The reason to that, Frank, is if he's doing that, that puts him in an official capacity.
Acting as an agent for football, period.
Mm-hmm.
We did this past weekend,
Mm-hmm.
when he wrote an email saying I mistakenly asked Coach Romildo Simpson to cancel referees assigned to the day we all, but now we want to play for our home.
You didn't really think you were ever going to play that game, did you? I know.
Whatever away,
Yeah. Anyway, so this was the response I got from FYA. This is what I want to send to you, allowing him to participate while he's suspended. When these are the rules. Why was USA not notified of the appeal when they're supposed to notify us and allow us a chance to respond?
Exactly.
Oh, part.
Yeah, I'm more concerned that what their answer was. In other words, they're saying, well, he's got an appeal. He can continue to act as a
That's
official.
contrary to the rules.
Okay.
The rule, that's why I quoted the rules here.
Yeah.
Eligibility to
Well,
participate.
let's go back before you do that, Linda.
Mhm.
Did he, in fact tell you that was the answer, is that, geez, he can do that, Linda, because he's not, or they just say,
He's
he's
appealing.
appealing.
Right.
They didn't say that it was okay that he contacted you because they were appealing. That's,
Well, the fact that they just said
Yeah.
he's appealing.
yeah.
And with the writing.
I'm concerned he's
Yeah, the point is that.
And what if they should have said, we will look into it, and what,
Still in jail,
Yeah.
and you're appealing, still in jail.
and they refuse.
Yeah, well, that,
You can't be walking
No, no.
outside and making.
I understand, but I understand that. My point is was that the essence of what they were saying? Did they come back to us? Did they come back to us to say the reason to do that is because he's no? They just because they said he's
Yeah,
He was,
yeah.
they came back and said he's appealing.
Well, that's the assumption. I want to get it clear on our part.
What's going on? He's still in jail.
Is our assumption that that was an excuse on their part or a reason on their part why he could do that? Correct.
that's the only thing.
That's the. I mean,
Well, I would word that in there if you're,
Okay, that's how do you want me to word it?
that, you know,
can I ask him? See that?
Calling that appeals, assumption is he should still be suspended
Mm-hmm.
until appeals heard. The bylaws, and you might have written in it,
I asked him. That's
He had a hearing, so since he received proper notice, he remains suspended while the appeal is heard. And here's the rule right here.
okay. There's a rule, but
This is my comment, and here's the rule.
that he did not submit his appeal until what, 35 days later?
And you've got 10 days.
And you've got
And
today.
that's already over.
Or
That
he's gonna
appeal
throw
does
it
not
out.
have to be heard.
That and throw it out.
There we go.
Your interpretation of our USA laws, that you're under the impression that he should have been suspended until his appeals heard, and it should have never been heard because he forfeited that right because he exceeded the amount of days he should have filed the appeal.
Well, we don't even know if they've read his appeal.
Yeah, who heard his appeal? We don't.
We haven't received a copy, and we're supposed to receive a copy in order to.
Well, that's what you just need to put down. We received a copy of an appeal. We haven't seen anything. Our assumption is he should still be suspended.
I wrote this right here, USA has not received any.
Okay.
That covers that, but here, should I, it appears that he is coaching while, should I
Yeah,
here?
yeah. He gets a code, continues to coach.
We know so
He's
acting,
he's not coaching necessarily.
He's acting in a coaching capacity.
Well, he's acting as an official of the club, and that's what we're assuming because of this call.
As in a,
Yeah, let's make a lot of our way to find to pick an argument. We'll have to say about this.
Yeah, we might as well pick an argument.
Well, you want to define it and say, listen, what's happened? This guy is still making phone
they
calls.
may cancel my room this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Well, I don't want to send-
Funds in a body bag, Frank.
I want to send something you almost read. Look at that.
I think we're correct. I'm trying to think of, where are we going with this in the end? Just to tell them they didn't do something, or are we trying to get to Greg somehow? Say, hey, you got to stop this now, because he's already suspended.
I think the point is that the common courtesy of notifying us in accordance with rules, procedures, that we suspended somebody, they have not appealed it late, but as a courtesy, notified us, which you did not do. Which is, it's unfortunate.
Well, let me ask you, if we're the ones to suspend him, does he appeal to us, or does he have his recourses with that?
Now he goes to the next level.
Next level, which is that.
YSA should let us know that appeals in process.
Yeah, this is what it says.
They received it.
Right, well, then that's what's,
It's procedures for filing an appeal. And all pertinent information is submitted in writing. And then it goes, the appellant shall furnish to all previous previous part, a decision where a copy of the appeal and all attachments referenced in the appeal. And we anything. It's been 10 days of when he got it.
They're saying he did it on January 28th.
Goes to R&D, the chairman.
Well, that's, Linda's point is, they're breaking their rules.
Exactly, because if he's suspended, he shouldn't be coaching. And that's the question, why is he coaching? That was my question.
He shouldn't be calling people or canceling refs. We don't know he's, he keeps saying he's coaching, he wasn't.
What he has to his club is doing business, but even if he goes outside,
Not that 15, he coaches the other
as soon as he shows up and his name shows up on the roster and he's a game, then he can be with that team at the club.
A parent, but not a coach.
As a parent upstream, but he can't be involved
He's with
with any.
Nobody.
So who's there? Violated, he's on the field.
Have you told anybody else?
When we got email,
That was, we got the letter of him trying to remove them. So, yeah.
Okay, well, FYI, good, you go FYI, good.
Where it came from his wife.
But they're gone.
is this okay to send? Should I send it? Do you want me to send it? I'm not gonna send it on the way.
Well, stay up there, so the 28th. Weeks from him, did you, feel late, that we haven't seen any documentation. And you might have put that in there, but.
Yeah, this is what I asked.
Well, I mean, also to enforce that he shouldn't be acting in a coaching capacity.
That's why I put that in there. That's all. I just said, USA can understand how.
Yeah.
That's it. And, you know, I'm not demanding anything other than an explanation.
I will.
They're on their most,
Ask for the reply.
Yeah.
Leave
they're
it.
not on their plan.
No, 'cause what's gonna happen?
Straight left, but
Barry Whitman is gonna take.
Anyway, have to go to FYSA, protest and appeal. That would be,
And
that would be, Southwood United.
what it does is, it affects everybody, because if he doesn't care, he gets a call.
I'll go to Barry instead.
From Tulsa, the CDL.
So, I just want to hear from the board, is this okay? Is this makes sense?
Yes.
I'm
vote against it, but I'm gonna get outvoted, and that's okay. I'm okay with it. I just saw it in me, it's coming out of the corner, Linda.
Okay, who wanted, okay, how about?
Me, I'm kinda trying to,
Dale and that.
we need to bring this up. It's just I just want it to be, hey, guys, you know, something here, we take a look, we gotta take a look at this kind of thing. You know, in our opinion, we're kinda getting this.
Mine is not supposed to be out there.
No, but I would, if you would, it's a
How would you
little.
like it, Doctor? How would
Look, tomorrow I'll get it, but I mean,
Okay.
let's send it. But to
you
me,
want
I
to
just.
Doctor, I'm fine with
It's just, we're all trying to get, we're all.
Why can't we all get along?
Well, it's not that, it's, but we're all in this together.
Oh, let's put it the other way. Something else happens with this guy, and then FYSA comes back and says, why didn't you guys let him?
We're still saying this, no, we're still saying the same thing, we're giving the same information.
I know.
The first time I read it, it was like, phew, I just thinking, hey, we noticed.
Right, the verbiage is everything.
We noticed something, and this doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm trying to. And we don't think this is probably kosher, but we're checking with you guys. We said he's filed the appeal too late. He's still out there doing this.
Copy the ball and then let him.
Yeah. Or we'll get together and just a little. That's all I'm asking is not change the material facts. Let's go.
You learn it all, right?
That's
Monday?
But send it, yeah.
I have to log into Job Soccer to show you that. Yeah, here.
Hey, Frank, can you go in that soccer and see what time the game is scheduled?
The popcorn sheets all the clubs so you can pop your own.
This, we've got a problem, but we think, and I'm glad that Dan is here from Braden River. Sharon and I think we've got the solution to it. Listen to you.
I think the game's.
I like that. It's taking its time, guys. Sorry.
I'm good with it. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
He was on the game that I did, he had 4.
And I've got that right here.
So,
Okay.
We've got
it might be okay, but it's still not kosher for the other games.
Yeah, we got the same issue with Houston, I guess, the Dynamos, right?
Right? I got it, and how do I kick it? I use my fingers.
I'm gonna say, you can
Yeah, I can move with my fingers, that's just it.
do everything.
They bring you in there, Wanda?
Yeah, I'm pulling up the schedule. And, okay. Well, 12, I think it's 12 girls. Is that, are you looking on the agenda, is it 12 girls or 12 boys? It's 12.
I don't have the agenda.
I'm sorry. Our issue. We'll schedule Sherry and I made a mistake, nobody caught it. These two teams have 8 games. This team, River, and Lakeland have 8 games. Okay. Braden, see Braden and Lakeland. I said it was Braden River and Lakeland, right? Right. They put it here. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. Oh wait, there's 2. There's what? Lakeland 1.
Each made home games.
One at, he's home, one at.
They each had 8 games, and the 3 games. Yeah. So we need to remove 1 game.
So is the Division 1?
No, it's Division 3.
So it's Division 3.
Division 3. The 2, I remember right, okay, it was 2, it'll be easier if I look together. You, River's only got 1 team in this group, right? So
12 girls, we have 2 teams.
you have 2 teams in this group? No, you're 1. There's 2 Lakeland
Oh,
teams,
yeah.
quite hard to find.
Division 3, I'm sorry.
We got, River, they played, Lakeland played Braden River on 12/21,
That's what I'm saying, that's what I was asking.
on 1 team. Okay, I gotta find.
Would be on the river, wouldn't it?
What is the third game that you take
That's
out?
what I thought they had.
We got the one, what was the score? Did they win? It was a consistent result?
Well, it's the game. This looks like the first game that they played each other.
I will score.
18.
Who?
Well, they should play each other twice, but somehow somebody's got a third game.
Well, here, go up a little, Linda.
It's 20.
118.
19?
Yeah, right there, isn't that Lakeland and
Yes,
Braden River?
that's Lakeland and Braden River.
Okay, so it's 8-1 Braden River.
Here.
Five,
21.
Oh, which one? They won all three.
So we have to remove a game from the standings to be run. That's our problem. This is a problem, all right? We've got games and 8 games, and
They
everybody
won 18, went
else,
out.
everybody else has 14 games.
No, that's understandable.
And these 2 teams have 15 games. So we've somehow missed it. I don't know how, already,
We're charging you any extra for the game.
but we need to
Good news.
determine which should we remove so that everybody's got 7.
What do you mean?
Don't take away the 4-1 game.
Oh, I'm not looking at anything but this. This is the only thing we're looking at.
This one is 118, right? That was the last match of the 3. Take away the last one, because that's the one that wouldn't have been done.
Either that or we make up 3 envelopes
Yeah,
and
like
take
I
the
said,
one.
it's 3 envelopes,
So you add up all the things and average it,
that's the one that goes.
that's,
Which one goes, 118?
wait, shouldn't.
Okay. And before we do this, you're gonna tell your team,
That you get 7 points.
They didn't play on 118.
but when we remove, we're gonna remove the game.
Just a while.
We're gonna remove the game. As long as everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Okay, remove game 3161.
Okay.
I'm not doing it right now.
You remember.
We deleted it, and we have to do some things, so it's not gonna happen immediately, but that's how we're gonna resolve this. I just wanted to. What's the game ID on it? 3061. It already happened, so it happened.
No, it never happened.
It didn't happen. No.
Okay, just wanted to know. You want, okay.
You want to figure out how you missed that. You want to
All right, you want me to, can I go to 2665?
Yes, yeah. We do to what we do there, but.
I'll go 665.
You know what happened there? They actually saw them, and the referee report says we saw the Northport parents drinking before the game in your parking lot.
Before the game. Well, we got clarified.
Well,
We have to clarify, because it just,
but I mean, were they a problem? They were the Northport parents.
yeah, we got some clarification.
Were they sharing a beer out there because it was Super Bowl Sunday? I mean, that's well. That's your purview, or that you don't own county property first.
Like anything else.
Right, and we're not. I don't think. It's someone else's. They're off for me. I don't even know why this is here, because what is it we're going to do about this? We just want to let you know that they were out.
Right, if you have a dog or you're smoking a cigarette, I can ask you to leave the property.
They weren't even on the.
Right, you were on the property.
It was in the.
On the field, I got control.
And I guess.
I think so.
This one was at least making you aware.
Okay. Frank's point is you should know this is happening on your parking lot. You know.
Anyway, we.
I would think that actually, is that a city property?
Yeah. It's the school.
Yeah, it's the entire rule.
Field, the parking lot belongs to the school.
Yeah, parking lot belongs to the school.
They're gonna tell me the school's okay with beer in the parking lot.
No, but that's not up to us.
Right, it's not up to us, but that's what he's saying. But I think with your point, you can kind of general,
Yeah.
that guys, we've heard.
Like anywhere though, I mean, anybody's parking lot, somebody.
It's environment, if you find out about something and you don't at least take it.
No, it's Frank's point. We're telling them about it, but we're not asking them to clean it up or to go to the sheriff or.
Right, I mean, if anything, we lost that game, so we should.
So anyway, that's what it is. There was someone in your parking lot having a.
So notified.
Yeah.
Well, just, and the referee only put down Northport parents had been drinking in parking lot before the game, and then we're thinking,
Yeah, we only know.
how do you know it's the Northport parents? And we asked them to clarify it, and then that's when the AR overheard them discussing it, and one guy was in photography.
During Real Madrid show.
So that's, we went, did some follow-up just because the report,
Polish all over the car, go north for
yeah.
But they do.
Would you like to read these game reports? Like
Thanks for keeping an eye on that parking lot, though, Dan, we appreciate it.
Okay, 4664 is the next game. I'm giving you stuff, it doesn't work like the other one.
This is fine, right?
This is Winter Haven failed to show up. I was to be fined. Largo Winter Haven wasn't, best of my knowledge, Winter Haven hasn't said a word. The Largo game.
Large the other guys didn't show or call,
Nothing, just
so,
a fine. I'm writing this down so like Sherry and I can handle these things afterwards. Although Sean,
yeah, she's here, because she just said it. Thank you, Jerry.
I don't know what we're doing.
Why would, let me just ask, well, why wouldn't automatically be a fine? Why would we even do that here?
Why would it come before the board?
I sent out and nobody came back and said fine, so.
Oh, okay.
You want just to send out the fine, we can do that.
Well, you know, so, but I mean, that type of things are open and shut now.
Okay.
Again, I go to the AGM and we put that open and ask everybody if they're happy with it or not.
7:20.
Well, the other guys, they'll change the rule. I would make it lower, that's all. I would far less punitive. That's all.
I would make it higher.
Public castration.
What's it?
All right. Okay, I'm gonna go pull up, you to see this here. 70, this is game 70. I'm now in game change request.
Allow to reschedule.
Right, let me explain what happened. We emailed Florida Flames saying that Tampa rescheduled this game and
That was for Coco.
did not agree, did not get, West Florida Flames approval when they rescheduled it to the 18th. This is what we emailed. And so we started looking back to what was the communication. And there's nothing in here that indicates, when you read this, that he's complaining about the date of the game. It's just the game. This was on the 13th, which is days before. He thinks he can't make it. Let's get played because West Florida Flames sent an email saying they never agreed to the January 18th game, which was for a scheduled game. It wouldn't have gone through game change request. It would go through support tickets, which is why Larry and I are making the away team now give us a support ticket to reschedule games because coaches either don't schedule or whatever, so they're like, we're going to get a confirmation. So let's go someplace else. I want you to see the chat log. That's here.
So a support ticket by the home team to
Yes,
get changed.
but not the away team.
But there was, we don't have an approval message
Well,
from.
we normally would on a support ticket.
Okay.
And this is the first time in 2 years now we've had a team say they did not approve it.
What we need.
And that's why we've changed our procedures.
All right,
However, the communication where we're just agreeing that we could change the game, but some unplanned conflicts arise. Is that like you scheduled the game when I couldn't do it?
Yeah.
I thought
But when did he send that message? On the 8th?
yeah, I had to dig through my email to find the.
Well, there's one that read notified
he had agreed to the 18th,
That's what I thought.
and now on the 8th, he wants to change it to the 19th.
That's what I thought. And then we get emails afterwards saying we never agreed to that day.
That's not what applied.
And that's what I thought.
It's right in the middle of.
Now let me see when the game was rescheduled.
Have you?
Oh, no. No. Give me a second.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I want to go look and see when.
This week is the trials. Not 18, 19.
Game was rescheduled 14. So it had been on schedule for January 18th and 14th. That's Sherry changed. Just say I don't find that you changed without my approval.
That's what, I mean, point of view, that's really, if he sent us an email, I don't know if it's not in there.
Oh, yeah. That's what Rusty So, it was game 7:20.
One of the little piece of information, he sent us emails, he said, I got an email with this, and I mean, anything else aside from that. I'm not defending him, but it was the week, the next week was the week that the high school age team, these are high school kids. The school, the two first matches of the players, of the districts are to be played the subsequent Monday and Thursday go through, or whatever it is. And that was the essence of why he said, I can't now. I don't know if he didn't know that when they agreed, if they ever agreed to do it. But the fact is, to me, the reason is valid. I'm not saying a time frame is. He should have been out in front of this. But the kids are got a game Saturday, Monday, the kids are going to play during the week. They're going to play two presumably tough matches in the high school.
High school is over this week.
This was in January.
January.
Oh, there was January. Well, yeah.
It is the week. It's the week that we're about to play. It was probably the or it's a Saturday after, and they play two matches. The point is, high school age kids, the high school teams are playing. Kids are playing on it. He's got 12 kids on high school teams, and he's saying, I can't do this. Now, whether he knew this is a moot point, try to schedule it. They haven't said anything, so we're going to end up. We're trying to reschedule it, and so far the coach, who was the guy that was here, has not been able. He just came up here. He's not been able to get an answer out of him as to when they want to schedule.
Of the guy that the game?
Yes.
So just been trying to get a hold of this guy?
To reschedule, actually, to say, okay, we're going to reschedule. Now we even allow it. He doesn't realize we haven't even given an okay to do that. He's trying to do it and hasn't done it and hasn't been able to get to it. That's
He's not the coach that canceled the game, right?
no. He's the coach to put another.
He's been trying to get a hold of this guy.
That's correct. But I'm going to let him reschedule, and let's let him reschedule and have that die a natural death, in my opinion. Right?
We used to do it if there was no agreement between the coaches to set the game. Hey, if you don't show up, that's it. It's a forfeit. I mean, you set the game, you inform both coaches, then the game is. If one of them doesn't show up, it's a forfeit.
Which is where we should go with this.
Well,
And
they can't come to a conclusion, they'll make it for them.
Right.
I mean, we just tell them, I don't know if they beaten us, let's say Sunday the 19th at whatever.
Only got another 30 days or so.
FC Tampa, and that's it.
Yeah, tell them.
And he's asking us if he's trying to reschedule it. Or
But there comes a point,
He's actually been trying,
if you
not
can't-
realizing we have given him an okay.
they can't reschedule it by themselves. In and say, okay, you're going to play the game on this day.
The point
shows up.
Yeah, but the point is, this one doesn't get forfeited. That's what we're asking right now. This 7/20 on the 18th does not get forfeited. It's rescheduled. Do we allow it? The question tonight.
Well, here it seems to be the guy wants to do it on the 19th. 19th, right? Under the 19th. Isn't that what it says?
Yeah, but
So the game, I mean, I don't know if your coach agrees. He says, okay, that's fine with me. Then you set it up, and if they don't show up, that's it.
if I remember correctly, we had, it rained or something, the fields weren't
This one you couldn't, that one day, because it was a.
yes, I mean, it was a moot point at that point.
I don't know.
But the fact is, let's just get through it quickly. Do we let him schedule it? If he can't reschedule it, we set a thing and go, or we forfeit him because they show up for the one on the 18th. Right? Then there's.
We can make a compromise where we don't make him forfeit, but maybe there ought to be some kind of administrative, punitive.
Yeah.
10-4, this message is implying that he had, I mean, I'm just, maybe a little bit there, not letting him totally off the hook.
I'm again giving him the benefit of the doubt. He couldn't see that was going to be the week that the high schools, because he's not a high school coach, the high school games are going to be either that week or the next week or both. And the districts would run only a week.
How many players did he got?
Email, he said he had a number of them. They're a third of the teams. Well,
Anyway,
Do they still have any games?
Yeah.
Do they still have games that to be played?
that's the last one, Frank. You got a skill there. But, I mean, regardless, the question is, do we forfeit this guy, or does he have a legitimate reason for missing the game because there was no, he, in his opinion, did not okay the 18th?
legitimizing his reason.
Might be.
I mean, a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, he should.
All I is to the email I got, it said, hey, give me a break. The kid's got high school soccer. I can't do this, and,
That's
for me,
Well, now, it said on the 18th that he was going to play on the 19th,
you could move it to the 19th, but there
which
was
is a one day. But now, high school games were.
I don't know, we couldn't move it, though. It was the reason we couldn't play on the 19th. It couldn't happen. But the 18th is what we're asking him. I think,
Monday.
Saturday up there, though. I don't think in our area, neck of the woods, I think I play him during the week.
Yeah. Right.
Friday.
Oh, no, we can. I mean, when he said
The counties had Saturday games.
Yeah.
Right.
First thing is the counties had Saturday games. The rest of them had all.
you and Hillsborough did.
Huh?
So.
You play with Hillsborough. Well, it depends on the.
We were already. I mean.
Kansas,
Still don't play Saturday.
Kansas is the home game. The issue with his, he never agreed.
Let's call the question. Has someone either say one way or the other? Either we let him reschedule this match, or
What was the weekend where it was raining? Well,
it was raining.
It was raining because I know our region final got postponed from Friday to Saturday.
That was the 1st of February, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. The
boys were the next week.
The week after.
Yeah, I know. I just wasn't sure what date that was.
They were several Friday night games, weather things.
Right.
So do we accept this? Do we accept this as a?
Well, like you, if they want to play the game, I'm not okay with them rescheduling the game.
Okay. Anybody else? Frank, what do you think?
I concur. If they want to play the game.
Okay.
Let them play the game, but that's why Sherry and I have changed our procedure.
Yeah. I mean,
Next year,
it's live. I mean, it's
that way we won't have this, I didn't agree. Well, we'll know that you agreed, because we're going to go in and find out.
So we're gonna, on our side.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell him to try and keep reschedule. But if he can't find something soon,
ASAP.
and we'll put it when we give a date. Yeah, he was right here asking me, what do I do?
So asking for his dates.
Because he got a response. If they send it to him and say, look, here's the deal. I'm going to give you a date.
Tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a
Tells
date.
us, okay, I'm good on this date, and this date. Tell me when.
Yeah, he can go anywhere. Whether it's fine anytime we need to do it. So, all right. So we're going to, in this case, we're letting him reschedule. That's 20, right?
Right.
Okay.
That's 7:20.
Okay.
Complaint from Chris Hall versus the U10 Pinellas County girls. The email we got on that one?
We have his kind not here. This one, everybody, this is a guy that threatened, he said I'm a sniper and,
Same one thing to get from.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's a plant team.
you just said Chris Hall, which is Kendall Harris.
Oh, is it, you're talking about the referee getting followed out? How about the end game with, there was Plant City and Akai's group, okay? They messed up at the game. It was a mess, okay? Everyone gets out in the field and they find one guy is talking about being a sniper and,
He was a cop, and I thought.
no, the guy was a cop because I talked to the cop and the cop gave us a thing. He was the field marshal, was the cop. So he reports first that the guy reporting to him that he's a sniper and he's going to do what snipers do and, blah, 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 blah. We get a letter from the Plant City coach, okay, who seemed to be now the offenders, right? The Plant City guy is the one that's got the father, where he is. He's actually on the sideline. Another interesting thing, because apparently, according to Mike Check with the Plant City coach, and that he said my wife is the coach. He said she isn't, is not a husband and wife team coach in that team. So
I
he's
know,
the
that's
coach.
something.
And not listed as a coach. So that's the first thing. He was on that side, on the sideline, which is another problem. The coach then writes us and says that the field marshal was aggressive, said the ex-cop, and he was going to go back to his car and get his gun. Right? That's what in the Plant City we should have these things. The email was very clear that she said she's going to file a complaint with Pinellas County with the and Pinellas about him. And I said, let me ask you something. Any chance you were talking about going back to your car and getting a gun or anything like that? I mean, do you remember? He said, first of all, no, but he said, I wouldn't have to go back to the car. My gun is always with me. He said, that's part of being a thing. He said, I had it with me. I didn't have to go. There was no for me to go back to my car to get a gun. No reason to say that because I had the gun was on me and it's always on me. So to this point, he said, do that. That's fine. I have no problem that you'll report me. That's just great. It was ducky. So even this thing, and what do you do about it? I don't know. Now, Gary, in the meantime, several email out. Now, see, well, you guys aren't all copied on this, but for some reason,
Oh, we got that.
okay. She got a general thing out, yeah, and we got to have it if you see any problems. Another club reports that the Celtics, the one team from Plant City was horrible. We don't want to go back out there where they were here. We're dreading going back out there.
On the schedule, and they went. Somebody went.
Yeah, I was trying to get out there that week. I was hoping to get there that weekend. I asked, he knows the Plant City head coach, and say, have you got, what's going on out there? You got people on the field, the guys got guns. I mean, and the head coach said that doesn't ring true. That there was no husband on that. There's no husband on that team. So he was really, in other words, it wasn't him, or we're left with it. But the email, if you guys saw it from the who was the field marshal, was extremely written. Now you would expect that, him being a cop, that he would be used to that. But I mean, it was detailed, exactly detailed. I said, he said, I said, he said, I said, he said. Yeah, but it was real good, and not that big. But the coach afterwards, and she wrote it before we got. I thought, well, this is just because she knows we got a bunch of complaints. But it was that email that the Plant City coach sent to us was Monday. I mean, It was, so she's as sincere as he is that, you know, you better keep that guy because he's threatened to go to the car and get a gun. I don't know if he's off-duty cop. Someone said, I don't care what you are, you know. I mean, just imagine what this whole thing is.
So we address him here tonight.
What, I mean, do we do anything? What do we do? Do we, with Plant or with them, do we have a hearing? Do we bring them in? What's going on? Who is it? Do we leave this whole thing and just pretend it didn't happen? You know.
We played until the next Saturday.
Great. And Celtics went out there, from what I understand. We don't know. I mean, you asked somebody.
There's one guy.
What do you know? I know that. How do you know?
What?
He's
I'm just off the guy running.
He is the guy.
Oh, you are.
So I know,
Okay. Great.
Howard and his wife, Shannon, is very like that. There is a parent on the team who is kind of over. Or hyper.
Mid-30s? Yeah. Looks like he just got out of service. Did he?
He's a teacher.
That's right. That's right. That's what reminds me. That's what the coach said. Is she said the husband of the wife is a teacher.
And he was saying that.
Oh, but then, so
Shannon is the coach. And where's the husband who coaches another team?
Okay.
Same age group, but it's boys. She was the girls, I think.
the sideline of her. The coach said he's not a coach on that team. That was the first thing he said. He said her husband, he just finally got back from Afghanistan, which maybe he did. But Mike, the guy's he's a teacher. So what?
No, this guy, I know that for me. He's actually pretty cool, that kind of guy. Doesn't know that.
Well, I mean, that's what he told us. Who knows in the heat of this thing. Should have.
Well, did you, or somebody you said Mike got a hold of the president out there?
No, you got to hold the head coach because he knows.
Mike knows Greg.
So we can come on the side. What's going on? I mean, do you know these guys? They're fine, you know.
Touch base.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to this guy with them.
Okay.
Season's over.
Yeah.
What happened? You were talking about Chris Hall. You were talking about Chris Hall.
Well, it could be a different. You're talking about Temple Terrace.
He's just as far as Spirit.
That's another. This Linda and few, but that was the under 10, and we just let that. That was a.
I thought this was it Pinellas County United, and that was looking for.
So that, anyways. So we'll do good.
But maybe Sharon.
So Mike said we covered it with.
Yeah, we go. We have Celtics. Nothing's happened since then. I don't know that you can even pour it at this point.
Yeah.
But it is. It's like the soccer pit. And I told those guys. I mean, you got people in the parking. They didn't know anything about that.
I don't know anything about Howard come after that. I don't know about that.
That clearly stated in here that's what the fellow he was talking about. And he described them.
Maybe it was just on a vacation.
Thank you, Chris Hall. Sharon just sent it to me. It's a general complaint. I mean,
What is the season and two different names?
Well, you Charles Pinellas County United is.
yeah, that's the reason it was put there, because of this.
Not the scheme, though. Not the same group, is it? Not the same. League.
Yeah, you said girls. That's County United.
I think they got more than one, don't they? Or do they?
Because the way this is listed, it's probably there's more because you have a color name behind the team. Those are listed in Pinellas County United, SC 0304 Florida. It was the secondary team would be like white, green,
Okay.
Their color or something like that.
Hold on, I'm gonna look and see if they have,
Gotta keep moving.
let me just look and see.
Yeah, we might- look at this.
That was 10 girls. I really want to. I just looked this way.
Girl Scout.
They're gonna say.
That's their chance.
First, we
It's not one, you can. Look at the
although, we didn't complain about the parents of the under tens, it was the city, yeah, it was Plant City at that point. The South Plant City, that's what we were more concerned about at that point, you know. Now,
That's it, that was the response we got, so anyway. Okay, so I'm going to give 17, next one?
behavior of WPA parents, right?
3, 4, 6. Okay. Anyway, this is what we got from the gates of Pinellas Park. The referee was the West Pasco parent.
Okay.
One asked.
Well, the shit on these things while you're reading it is that I guess soccer will now start, will be able to keep these in some form. So we're going to be able to. The only thing to do with this, I think, is you keep it at clubs. Sooner or later, they're going to up again. You tell the club, look, this is nuts. You guys got to do something about it. But to see some of these over 2 years or 3 years, because now we can actually. I remember talking about Frank. We're talking about one of the clubs in the area, and Frank said a couple of years ago they were in a dust-up. I remember, but we got our memories now. From here on in, we can look at this club. How many times have we had problems there with, and times have we had problems with the club, the team, that the club gets somebody as a coach, tell him you can't do this, and you can tell them now this is it. I don't know how you can do anything about this except mark on them and say, look, this behavior is out of this kind, and they'll say, well, someone threatened us, and
I know, you keep taking it down, so on.
but it's only, I mean, this is type of behavior. I don't know what, I mean, what do you do? What do you do about it except put a mark on and start to say, this is the third time we
It has nothing to do with parents per se. Well, yeah, it does.
well, there's a guy running, it's a coach, right?
Well, this is our recent one.
What do you do with that, anything on that last page?
Well, I'm saying in general, I mean, all of us got to decide. We've gotten in touch with 2 or 3 clubs already and said, you've had an incident, acceptable to us. And if you keep it up next year, we're going to make sure that we don't play any teams that this continues to happen. You can find another place to play. And kids come to our league, that's fine, but you ain't gonna, because if you can't manage your coaches and they can't manage the parents, we can't have you, because this is ridiculous. And I think we could point in the bylaws, Frank swears we do, and I'll agree with him. We've got to make it clear in the bylaws that when we're accepting teams in, from now on, we have a right to say no, for no other reason than cause. What a board would say, trust the board, and I think at this point, we're fairly reasonable. That enough here to say you're on probation or whatever. Yes. This is not, we send people down there and we have a problem, we gotta get them escorted out of the place with police. One time, whether it's a pattern, and our club has gotta have different management, period. I mean, what else, if someone else got a good idea, but if we get these things, it's too late to go down and adjudicate it and figure it out. It becomes he said, she said to some degree. Not exactly, but will form patterns after a while. If it's 3 times, or twice, or 5 times, it starts to become.
They can have their own league and play within themselves.
They can play with, Southwest Florida down in the county.
This is being recorded, Dan. No, that's a point. I mean, it's a sad point, but it's a point that, I don't know if I copied you guys, everybody, but I emailed the girl that was very nice about it, saying, and look, when we get to that.
We haven't gotten to that game.
Let me ask you a question. Frank and Yonkers, the new FYC rule, does it have to be ejected from the game, for the coach to be suspended? Or if we have problems with that parent, can the coach be suspended?
Responsible for their parents.
Correct.
So if you tell the coach, this will be terminated unless you take care of, or that coach.
It's not the coach being suspended.
But there's a new rule, and I think.
There is, okay. Frank?
There's no new rule, because rules can only be passed at their AGM, which is in August. So,
I'm not aware of that.
of course, that requires.
But terminating the game is the answer, as you said, the game's over.
That's the procedure.
Okay. The accepted procedure,
We got,
check it out.
we got a memo that the coach can be.
I mean, that's everybody. Joe said that. And we,
Right.
and
It was a memo that came out of, YSA president.
All right. So, was that the letter of the general letters that I'm not gonna put up this stuff anymore,
Right.
basically? After our letter?
So if we're gonna play this, we can deal with the coaches if we have, that's what I'm saying. And we, based on that, we can go ahead and deal with the coaches.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, it's the club first. This guy's just responsible for its coaches. The coach is responsible for the parents. If there's some reason.
However, harder keeping on the facts.
That's correct. No, that's correct.
Suspended this.
Correct.
Because his control
All of it. And we, in fact, have an event here where we were able to go back 2 years and take a look at whatever we could.
We can keep going back to the club. The practice happening at the field.
Yeah, but Carlos, here's the deal.
I do a game. Deal with the coach. I don't deal with the coach.
Except that on my notes and on Frank's when he was president, I got a coach. If I got some problems, I'm there and I'm making sure if that coach is still yelling and everything else, I go to him and say, you don't going to do this anymore. You're not coaching anymore. It's to coach you in line and get the parents in line and tell them, look, don't get the parents in line, go home.
So, way of notifying the club is we suspend.
I'm fine. I'm fine getting at the coach too, Carlos. I got no problem with that.
You can do that at home, but you're doing a game tempo too. He's not moving that field.
No, it's
I have to deal with it.
but it's too late. You're right. We can suspend a guy and
And then we get involved.
ultimately, Carlos, if a club, if we keep getting it, my opinion is, it's the club's issue. Tell the coach play somebody to play somewhere else. The kid goes to another club. I mean, I won't worry about the week.
The process after the
Yes.
second.
It ain't gonna happen next year, but after 2 or 3 years, you're gonna have a background where we're tuned into it now, and it'll contract, and we're not, somebody's not keeping them.
And that'll be on the agenda for his referee meetings for next year with
Yeah,
sign.
well, it is. I mean, that's
USA referee. copious notes.
Month things. All right. So that's, I mean, that's, are we agreed? We can't do anything, we can't go back into this, but that's how we're gonna have to start handling all these, is Linda's got
Okay,
backup. We were able to search pretty well this weekend and see some things and say, hey, you know, we got it.
and I'm gonna
It's
pick
just
back
gonna
one
get
up
better
right
and
now.
better. How long will that hold?
Keep putting space in.
Jeez,
Yes, we can, the jacket, that,
There's data in this that goes back to 2000. Now, it's only gonna hold what's put in.
No.
If a referee neglects to put in a game report, it's there.
We're getting better at that too, though.
Yes, we are. But it's only as good as the referee. Yes.
I believe, I got 8 more.
There's only like 8 games to start this year, I could hear somewhere. Here we're down to, well, unfortunately, some of the refs only put in scores and not game reports, which is a huge problem.
Just the Lakeland one?
And we're gonna deal with them, with Mike Milberg, and we're gonna have to go to a training that 100% of the info goes into soccer. This is the so medal, that's where it goes, and we want the game. And rightly, they would say, something, and you have to go here, because anything like that happens. But this is the Lakeland thing, this is our problem.
Yeah.
We've all read this, I think, because I sent it out now twice. At first, the referee didn't have anything in here, injuries, and we got this letter from the parents, email from the parents, so, and I'm there, wait, he didn't mention injuries, so we went back and had him put injuries, and, we got the letter from, isn't the player that is listed as injured. So, there was no indication that the player was injured in the game. Since he talked to the Dunedin coach, the Dunedin coach said, he did not report any additional injuries. I don't know where that was, but anyway.
Well, the Dunedin coach wrote a very long, detailed, very good too, and I don't know if you all got that. I did, the game. We had the parents' description, and now we got the ref, at least the center ref description. And Frank, we were just today, I mean, Crawley, you're in the middle of it. I mean, he's got you on there. He's sending stuff to you, wondering why not answering them. I mean, this is a general thing. You can't respond to a parent. I don't even respond to this guy. He doesn't understand, because the first email I sent, and I'm going to suggest we put something on the website next year to explain exactly what we do. Yeah, but what we do, we are not FYSA, although we force their guidelines. If we're not FSR, and you got to complain about a referee. Your referees are not our referees, but we assign them. So and people don't say it. This guy has got us, you know, murdered. I don't care about his kid. You know, he's going to get murdered, and you know everything else. I'm going to be responsible. And they send him a long, detailed email that I don't want to have to send out. I don't want to have to keep doing it because it ruins my day. What exactly we could do that we were not, we would adjudicate the what from the referee, what we got, and that if we're anywhere over the guidelines, we would have to have a hearing. And, you know, there was that. Right now, Frank and Linda both sent me the FIFA rules that you cannot change a card after it's happened unless there's some material problem. We've run this down. We've spent so much time on this, Carlos, and really where we're at is we got to give out a suspension tonight for the behavior on both people. We have the one girl, it appears we can give her 3 games. Frank, you said 3 today. Is it 4?
Major sport.
Okay.
Foul abuse is directed.
directed, okay.
But this is foul abuse of its violent conduct.
Yeah, and I think if you read read anybody's rendition of it, the girl that was involved in the first, stayed at it a while and had to be physically restrained, and there's nobody arguing that that's not the case.
So, this is the girl we're talking about, which would be Alexis, and you can see, because you called me today and asked me about
Yeah,
this.
so this is what I'm saying, we were able to go back and research, has this girl, first question is, does she have, right, Linda?
Mhm.
This is Frank. Does this girl have other problems? Is this the first thing that's ever happened? Because this is incredible. I mean, this girl that couldn't calm down, be restrained.
yellow.
She's 14. You know,
That's one yellow card. That's it.
but that, the
This game here, the second is the red card. This is the red card she just got.
Well, there's two cards, one for Stringer and one for the.
Right, but that's, I haven't brought up.
right, but
This is clear.
my question was, for the Lakeland girl who seems to be the aggressor in this and really trying to fritz, I mean, if you see it, she had to be restrained. She was really angry. And, she's the attacker for sure, no doubt about it. And, well, is this the third time this season, the second time this season that we see a pattern with this player that's dangerous, because this was obvious. You read the other's rendition and even a coach's rendition. No, I know, but
You know, a parent
no, I know.
will see whatever they want to see.
This
I had to respond, okay, let me share this with you. I had to respond yesterday, okay, to a regional final game. Because unprofessional, we were arrogant, we felt behind most of the night, okay? So Gabriel is asking us to respond. I wrote a whole dissertation on what, from the time we arrived to the time we left. I had him sitting in the bleachers. Yep. Outside. The coach that sent the complaint and lost. He believed in the guy in the stands. And I was outside. It was against his team. I pledged. That was his rendition. Well, on the other side, he starts yelling me in Spanish. Not reading. Then I'm fluent in Spanish. Okay?
I have to go pull up.
Why these? Because we're rubbing the game from the kids. We're not calling offsides. The kids was not offsides. You're calling offsides. Okay? It's a rendition. The coach stands to the sideline all night long, and I'm questioning, how does he know I'm falling behind the play when he's here and the play's over here? He's the guy in the team. They listen and believe whatever they want to believe. And things change when they lose. So same thing. When I read that my daughter was did herself, I said, you know, I've been in the middle of a game where kids start turning on. They don't defend themselves. They strike back.
Yeah, this is defending yourself.
Yeah, strike
If
back.
she did this, nobody could play.
well, I mean,
The kids struck
but we're left with that. We've got the referee's report. We do have a and a half from the coach. I called the coach last night, talked to the coach. The coach was soft on the phone to say, well, I said, was the girl from Lakeland being rough, on elbows, trying to hurt people? He'd say I wouldn't go that far. So, I mean, even she was physical. So this girl obviously did out. I mean, she did have to be restrained. There is no doubt about that, right? Everybody said the same thing. The ref didn't get there on time. We can't agree with that because the coach said he got there and they got things sorted out, you know. So this guy, he's going to have to do what he's going to have to do, I think. We got to give the one girl a suspension and give an Mark and overturn a red card. That his daughter gets a suspension. One other point to this that we got to be careful about. He claims, and probably true, that he had to take her after Monday's practice. She went to practice Monday. After practice, had to go to the emergency room. His wife had to take her to the emergency room because she had tremendous and couldn't see, was getting sick. Concussive.
Here's he himself on his own words. His wife checked him out and approved his approved his daughter in his own words. I didn't know his wife is a medical approved physician that can
I didn't get that from that email, but that's.
There was one line in there, he wrote, my wife checked out my daughter and said she had no concussions, quote unquote.
but had trauma.
No, she said that in the first letter.
First letter.
Oh, I see, okay, okay.
And
Well,
so, in a week, I think, Paul, this is a learning opportunity because this guy's email, his wording, or wording, he was getting a response from us, negative way. He worded it, just look at the way he worded it. Oh, I'm just writing this because I know you guys are going to respond. Well, we should have fulfilled his wishes.
well, and I think I think people, if it's in good faith, I go long detail. Look, this is FYSA, this is SR, this is where all of the people come in on this, and that's what we can do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have a hearing, which we're doing right now.
Site and all this other stuff.
Well,
The Florida
You gotta.
the Florida statute can start, but again, we're getting, but we're done with them, I think, at this point. I mean, all we can do is speak to what we have to do.
I motion that we go over the referees in report, which in my belief,
Both players.
this is Golden, this is one, suspensions, end of conversation.
4 games for the Lakeland girl and 1 game for the Denny.
Yeah. Okay,
That's it. Where do you want to go?
next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And understand, common words can't be.
But we stopped, I mean, he was complaining today that I wasn't responding to him the last 2 days because we told him everything, that was the one thing that was done.
Everybody says, no man will have it. Good luck.
Well, Germany.
But Switzerland, right? They said Switzerland.
Before we move on to this one, we get something like the coach, there's something to be involved, let him know as well, so we know what's going on. When I get issued an expedition, I know what I can get my referees to do. If an injury didn't happen, it doesn't need to be reported.
I mean, as far as, I don't know if he did, eventually he rewrote it.
He rewrote it, and that's why.
But he wrote it because we had him to rewrite it, which he is a referee and a representative on the field. He didn't see it because she was red carded and sent off the field, so we don't know.
But now you have to put something in there he doesn't know about.
And the question was, did he know of any injury?
No, you asked if there was any injury. I said if there's no injury, and
But in fact, we care about blood. We care about the injury. We just want whether any injury. Because listed, and he came back with 2.
Exactly. And you know what? You got 2 people right here. Confirmed.
Yeah, well,
He returns the game. The injury does not have to be listed.
But Nickelberg says otherwise.
You mentioned the word injury.
Fishing expedition. Okay, for this email, in my opinion. So now it's a fishing expedition. He's looking for something that he can go back and say, now my daughter's injured.
But this doesn't she's injured.
Because the referee doesn't know she's injured.
She was attended to.
Exactly. There should be nothing in that report of an injury.
right.
There should be nothing there.
We're just started to end this, I was talking to Frank today, and we agree that the referee had no.
Involved with those emails as well.
Oh.
I'm the signer, you're sending me on a fishing expedition for my referee? No, I need to be included as well, so I know what's going on.
Yeah,
I'm in the blind here.
we had so,
It may look like an idiot.
we had so many of these things going back and forth, and I was sitting in the USA board, you're not on there, I didn't realize, but it's, I mean, 12 of these, Carlos had one, and he sent it to someone else, and, I've got my email, my thing has got 15 of these things on there, and it's all nonsense after a while. The question is, at some point, the referee he's a 58-year-old guy, and he was able to draw his assignments up, and he's done 15 girls, 16 girls, 17 boys.
High school.
Yeah, so there's a guy that's done, it's not like you put him on a field because he couldn't find anybody, or he was sleeping in a parking lot, and they put a shirt on him. So you got to, the referee is competent to do this because he's been doing it. He's that red card guy has, I think that's the first one he issued this year.
Yeah.
The guy to issue him quickly, or you get in confrontation with kids and do it. So the indication is he's pretty, competent and, trained and not a hothead. So what do? We do what we do. Are we going to send out those suspensions then? That's
Sherry will
everybody.
Sherry will send out.
That's all. But point well taken. I agree with you. I just don't think. I don't even know your email address. I mean, I'd have a hard time finding it. So it's when I got that, I wrote a long, involved email to be certain that he understood exactly that we did.
I got to go to the next one.
Yes, Let's next one. But you're right.
Well,
Nice for games. She had to be straight.
Well, here's the first thing. If she had more, if there's anything in that background, I'd say no. I would say.
Oh.
Verge.
That's what I'm going to do. Waiting. We got one.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
All right, this is the next one, 4993. Remember last one?
Like,
49, that gotta be the wrong number. I think it's 4993. Anyway, I got a game recording, but this is the reason. And if you agenda. Versus citrus.
yeah.
Supplemental report. The referee will not put it in soccer. I called him on the phone. He said because submitted it on USSS supplemental, he will not put it in. It says Nature Coast.
Yeah, so it's Citrus and Nature's Coast are both up us to see.
Yeah, no, it's,
What age group is that?
I don't know, I'm gonna have to go back to my email. I just
That's gotta be the
going back.
kids.
This one is he called Carlos, and Carlos sent him a USSS supplemental, and because he filled that out, he won't fill out soccer.
We can't those in ever, do we?
Never.
Okay.
And heck, it can only be put in as a.
It is.
I'm just
This is the kid that told me that he had problems getting the thing in soccer. So I suggested he put a supplemental and send it in.
Well, no. Oh, I gave him the.
Can we not, if you did that, can we then,
We did.
She can't.
He doesn't word it, he said it,
can we not put it in for him?
Just like
When
when I saw what he said, it was a PDF format. It wasn't a Word document or something that we use that you can change.
I asked him to just enter it again, but he refused. And
We can take care of it.
what I have to do is type it myself, send it to him to cut and paste it.
For that end of it.
But we need to make sure that if somebody's got a problem, they can contact the IT person, which would be Cheryl.
It's on the supplemental though that we should be looking at.
Yeah, that's what I can't.
I mean,
Good way to put it in for the kid, at least he went through, he did, yeah, but.
Yes, that's what I said.
So we call the guy up and walk him through, hey, man, I
but he
appreciate it.
refuses to do it.
Well, then we take him off our list.
I mean, I talked to the referee on the phone.
Well, your signer's probably only got 4 people up there.
Well.
No, I know.
We talk to coaches, we talk to referees,
He refused.
Careful there.
I was going to help him. He just suddenly refused. So,
Well, get to the line though, tell me,
I just have to go through my
Well,
email.
the season's over. I mean, he's not assigning them anymore anyway. So next year again, that goes into when you look up the referee, you see the guy won't write a thing up. That's what, like, we were able to look up 2 years of this ref and games he had and everything.
Well, like I said at the last meeting, the guy we pay, we're the ones we have to hold accountable.
I don't know.
So if we're off with the referee, you should help him put it in. Right?
Well, or induce him to do that. Or get him to do it, right?
Or help him do it, whatever you want.
Send him the UF supplemental form in Word format. Cut, paste, and attach and send. What that he said to you was a PDF that you can't do anything to.
Exactly.
He was supported to what he told me. And I didn't see it, and I can't get it in. So my recommendation was electronically send it, so at least you have something you can cut and paste and attach. I found out that he's upset and he won't send it in.
Once, he's not gonna do.
Season's over, do we have his name as?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, Carlos, and for your health, next have that is, and that was your, we're hearing for him? No? Okay, then what, we need to walk those guys through them to help them learn how to put in supplemental income software.
Obviously, when it's in school,
Yeah, the score and the supplemental are kind of two different places.
They're two different places. You know, Rick Carter, you give a, I don't know what that do, you go, or you talk to you.
Here we got 2 or 3 left, that's it.
Right, there's one more, I think there's one more after this. Anyway, this is this game. I'm sure I pulled them up by, this is the center, Thomas Duffy. I order, because I have three supplements. This Minnesota one, we have the supplementals in here now from the ARs.
Minnesota Northport?
Mhm.
Okay, we're done with it in a sense, right? Do we have anything to adjudicate?
The thing is, we got these reports, they're very accurate, I mean, as far as what happened. We were getting emails from around the world, it seems like, sorry, that's the wrong one.
Sure is to.
Exactly, complaining about why we weren't doing anything of this Minnesota game. And we're looking at this and going, well, we punished the kid. We're looking at the club that allowed this.
The kid gets, does he get any more for that, for a beat down like that?
No, only if it would have been a second major incident,
Okay.
and I don't think it was. I think that was his only one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guideline, that's what I'm saying, that's all we can do with that?
Isn't that a minimum?
No, it's a guideline.
Guideline.
It's a, no, it's a minimum.
Okay.
We can impose.
You can go more, but if we do,
We have to hear it.
Has a right to a hearing.
Mhm.
We put in motion.
Exactly.
You don't have to hold a hearing. He has a right to a hearing.
He could file for it.
Right.
Correct.
Say he could appeal.
I'll make a motion and we give him 6 games.
Well, I think we've already done this.
Did you, all right, well,
Oh, I
I mean,
think- yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's crazy, it's crazy.
But,
All right,
remember
that's right, Minnesota, in the end of it, we did the same thing. I sent the president, or the gal who was
Mhm.
talking to us anyway, Esther, a detailed email saying, look, we are gonna, if we continue at it, and I said, I'm not just picking at you, I'm telling everybody. We have repeated problems with any club. That club is not gonna come back and play in USA. The club and the club has to get the parent, the coach has got to get the parents. You're gonna act like that. She, of course, is figured, and Carlos probably figured, said they called the names, which I'm sure they did. All I could want is art for Spanish. I mean, none of it. I have stuff out there that it was just horrible, right? I told her, I don't have parents running out on a field, taking their pants down, giving people a finger, and kids pushing out kids, and the parents cheering, because we're not going to put up with it. Now, if you put up with it, they're going to get that behavior. That just reinforces the behavior that they're screaming about, and we're prejudiced. We can't handle it. I can't. That's new, just to warn her specifically. Now,
We've had issues
I know.
in the past. We actually, I think it was just 2 years ago, we let them back in.
Who suspend them after the thing in Hernando?
Oh, yes.
The club was suspended.
I don't think so, Frank.
Leo Martinez has gone for 15 years.
What happened was they turned around and the club broke the court, they only had 100 teams,
Oh, okay.
and we had all their games played away. We gave them a warning if there was any other issues, they suspended. At that point, Mickey had been put, he entered and he was put into concession stand. Most of us know Mickey's been around forever. But they are aware, and Esther is aware of the fact that they've been on very thin ice for the past 8 years. And Carl here when it happened.
Oh, I was there. I was the meeting. Yeah.
Related to that game, with your purpose, I was approached by a customer and asked their game reports were submitted, some reports were submitted, I believe actions have already FSA, notification that went out. And I drafted the email that most of you have probably seen on the email. Basically asking FYSA about whether they spent this board done what was with their bylaws to address the situation based on the request that was submitted and the situation that we are concerned. I was asking more about what asked them the question of what's the information that they needed from us, and was there something else that we should have done in this situation? I want to make sure that there's no misconstrued that we know what they're related to. It was us trying to make sure that the kind of helping our referees to do the right at the right time. So I make sure that business is doing trying to report things to FYSA that USA didn't do something because for instance, we did what we did. We got the report clear, we got documentation done, and you did what you were supposed to do. So I just want to make sure that everyone understands it wasn't any derogatory, but more asking about what is that memo that came out and how are we really supposed to deal with it?
It's instructive, it's just a memo, that's the problem. It really doesn't tell you how to proceed. But I get the feeling of it is saying, look, we're not going to put up with it. Now what's going to come? Now for us, so everybody knows, we're the bylaws we're going to get these changed to where we can say for cause, we're not going to have you. I don't care if you sue us, whatever you want to do. It's in our bylaws now that we won't accept you. And there's reasons why we don't even have to tell you why. And I know, and so we're going to take that to heart and start to enforce to get some kind of normal behavior out of people. This can't go on.
Our members are demanding it.
Well, they are. They should if they don't. But I mean, not everybody. But everybody. I mean, people are sick and tired of having where people are enemies and not opponents. I mean, it's just so. We're not gonna get it back to. We're not getting it back to good day, you know. I mean, like our friend here, we're not going to go back to the old days where Marcus of Queensbury. That ship is left for youth sports.
Yeah. So do you feel we was USA?
I just want to make sure that people weren't
Mexican and
we did what we were supposed to do for you. I would just make sure we do something else for us next. Like just say something that you are an employee. You are an employee of USA. And you report everything to USA.
I think that.
And go from there. Well, I'm just saying, repair and ask for additional clarification about that YSA stuff. So I asked on their behalf. And that's really good. It's different with.
Yeah, that's. Second about his last thing.
And said that, you know, I was run through shoving in front of all.
Our team,
No, up
And if you don't get any, reply from that, go around.
We're in this territory right now, so you know. We're in
C2 or C1?
one, I'm sorry. Two's a bad.
Across the bay.
But I just wanted to make sure that there was no, I was looking at.
Oh, but it does get, Linda, to me, just get this, it's confusing when five of us are doing the same thing, saying, can we get more stuff from the, well, we need to move together, and his point is well taken, he should know, we all sit together for 1 minute and say, this is how we've answered it. Yeah, I mean, it's, yeah. And FYSA, I don't think can come out, I mean, I don't think there's any possibility that they could come back and untangle this mess with a certainty that they can really do something. No, I know, I understand, but that's a spiritual thing. Yeah, but that parent. Anyway, yeah, because we got it as, but it didn't go out to parents, it went out to coaches.
I know that they were told to disseminate that information.
It's, what happens is, again, we have like Mr. Stringer, and he's agreed, and we know that, it's just, it's, you know.
I'm just saying, like, and then our time to do the right things, and we have been working on how we do things, we want to keep that, and we try to make sure that we're doing everything the right way.
And it was good, I mean, it was, in this case, Manus just seems to be a little rough around the edges, so now. Yeah, well,
All right, this is the Joe's Art one.
oy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about somebody who's a seasoned referee. Yeah,
What is wrong with that? Followed him out to the high.
From Minnesota, that's 14, but he just said.
I would vote to give him 6 if we could. I think we've done it already, though.
All right, yeah. I think that, I don't know, agenda.
It's not gonna matter anyways.
So what are we talking about this?
This is weird.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna go. But this is what concerns me, is they chase him onto the interstate.
Oh, but
In their car.
there were cars following him, or they followed him, they followed him.
I mean, that's rough.
And they were driving in the same direction, but they did give him the finger again, which he reported, I believe.
Yeah, so he's right there.
So. Yeah. Weird thing is, Brian Ozark was the president of Temple Town. I know him. I mean, you know him, Frank. I can't understand that.
It was the Wesley Chapel team that came to his assistance because there was no field marshal. And
That's a problem.
soon after that, we get an email from the field marshal that basically said Gallo didn't know how to rest. That was field marshal report. It's like, the field marshal is not there to judge the referee, he's there to protect the referee.
I mean, Brian, this just doesn't make any sense, but it's black and
He
white.
did not know of any field marshal. There was no field marshal at the field.
It's supposed to be on the game report, there's a spot.
Sure is.
Okay, well.
And we're missing
How many are there?
We're missing
How many are there?
games. All these things are at
It's on
the
the
field
game
marshal.
But what problem appears to be is the parent didn't think the kid should have gotten a red card.
Yeah. We're, be 3 copies.
Correct.
And the referee.
It's the home already, is supposed to fill out.
I realize. She was a referee, and I'll take the game before. Maybe we should.
Come on, girls, it's fine. We've done in a half hour, 40.
So what do we need?
I think we're just reporting this. It was reported FYSA as review. Gallo did.
No, did he write it up on it?
Oh, no, he didn't do any of that. We're the ones that did it. We did his reviews when I read it.
got that in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
He's, I don't get it.
But we report it when we see it. You should have done all this, and then you should have copied and pasted this onto a US supplemental and sent it to us.
Well, let's stop right there. I mean, what do you think about that? If we get on we see that on a game report,
We have no choice.
do you send it? Do you say,
Why do you say we have no choice?
Because it's in the rules that say that we have to do.
Frank?
What rules? I mean, so what? We read something that,
Anything we are aware of, we have to forward to FYI.
I'm not saying I oppose, I'm just asking.
yeah, that's what I wanted to know. What's
It's reporting a serious offense.
Pretty clear, I mean, I'm a lot in this Dunedin thing.
And
The refs who run this thing.
considered serious.
That's all right. Being encouraged by coach, goes Arcs to comment. They hit him, they touch him. I mean, it was, yeah.
It is, somebody did, and again, it's, you know how that works, but it's not good. I mean, that's,
I guess my question is, can we point a finger at anybody? Do we know anyone?
well, I mean, Brian ultimately has got to be somewhat responsible for this and at least come up and tell us what, he's president, he wasn't he?
Yes, and he gave first part of the
He reversed game, and Brian and watching, and then the next game, Brian was the coach of the team, so he was already pumped up from the first one on something that happened, if I recall correctly.
For 2 games, I don't know that Brian was there, but it could have been. The fact is that Brian was the president. I mean, I've been in meetings with him many times. I don't just describe this guy. I don't get it. No, he's not like that. He's not like that. You can't even imagine
No,
it
it's not his nature.
at all. He's been at the meetings. And I've been in a lot of meetings with him. I'll get a hold of him. I mean, I'll get a hold of Brian. I'd like to know what happened, like what's going on over there, to make crazy. At least a little about this. I mean, if that's what you want to do, or we past that point with FYSA.
David,
Close at this point, correct?
it's not.
All right. If Linda's
Yeah.
on us at FYSA, then.
We are not allowed to handle revenue abuse.
All right, that's the.
No.
I can't understand, but it doesn't matter. We can't do anything about
When
it.
it comes to us.
The only thing we can do is say we saw it and forward the game report.
All
A lot of times it doesn't.
right. Let's get back to this, can we, are we almost there? Yeah, we need to finish this like one thing.
We need to do the dates for the DOC meeting and the coaches meeting, and have to make the decision on Florida night.
I think it's next year. Senior season is not legal a lot. It is a difficult task when you're assigned regional.
Well, that's what the members wanted to do, not us, ain't up to us.
But that was the DOC meeting.
That was one of the things.
The DOC. That's why this year.
They want some matches before the region and state cup.
President has had his
Problem.
the bucket.
Because you, referees, we can see this, these next 2-3 weeks, there's still some games left.
Oh, yeah. It's a mess. It's a mess.
You have most of those kids that go on and coaches don't want to play. You got region cup. You got you got all the referees.
Now, but we've had a couple of teams, our, Georgia's girls teams and the under 15 boys teams have gotten in about 4 or 5 great matches now. So
They got till 3:31. I don't know what.
it's just a mess. They can't do it, they can't do it, they can't do
Okay,
it.
all right, so we tried something. We tried.
Again, you got CDLs still going, you got NPL going, you got other leagues going. So, you know, again, I mean, so now we're telling
You've got
the coaches that play USA, well, you're out of luck. You end your season October.
Because it's not convenient for the board to
So, CDL quit their league, or
you don't put their league. I put their games.
No.
Well, if we're gonna do it, I think we're gonna have to put our thinking caps on and do a little better. I don't do all
I mean, we
personally,
just,
but I mean, it's,
we're paying more money for referees now than CDL does. Okay? So now, what happened? So now we did this, but we still say, oh, well, we don't have
we'll
referees.
keep bumping it, we'll keep,
CDL has them.
we got 200,000, we're gonna pass $500.
They got, well, I know, I mean, we're CDL, NPL club. They have their referees. So what?
We keep going till we get them.
All right, the dates for the DOC meeting.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, the next thing, and after that, we've got the too many players on 203, so that's the agenda.
What, what's the dates open? I don't think so.
Well, Shirley suggested the date.
Because we have State Cup.
Yeah, we have State Cup.
No, check on the calendar.
I just got the email, got it.
That's where the camera
Yeah,
is.
because there's no way that both of those dates are open.
Shoot it, see what it looks like.
I never why is that?
I found where it was.
Well, when this time I get home, just write it down.
Okay, State first round, March 20th.
There it is.
29th and 30th.
We're
So then we can't do it on the 30th.
This is the problem. When I go back to the other page, I lose it. My problem. I have to figure out how to use Windows 8.
Round 2 is the 18th, State
I have no
round
idea how I found
is
it.
the 19th. It's almost 3 weeks away. You got ODP training, you got President's Cup on April 11th and 12th. Easter.
Don't forget your, NTs and whatever else they do. Those Saturdays are all noted in advance, they're all gone, nobody plays. So I have. We're trying to play. It's a challenge, it's a challenge.
We're going back
What about
to the meeting.
What about the DOC meeting?
So we gotta work on the deal.
But again, it's 3:30, so that's canceled.
We can't be.
So 3:23.
Is that State Cup?
What's wrong with April?
April 11, 12, President's Cup. OG training, State Cup second round, the 18th and the 19th, State Cup second rain day.
April, the first weekend in April.
First weekend in April is Easter.
5th and 6th.
Not gonna happen.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then 12, you got President's Cup. Dale, flying since we're hosting.
Following weekend?
OG training.
That's.
I mean, the President's Cup doesn't affect many.
Following weekend is the 18th and 19th, it's a State Cup second round.
Only 4 H, no, only,
So then what about March 23rd?
21st and 22nd, March 21st and 22nd is Region Cup, ACND.
third, well done. Right?
I think they think
No, wait a
it's gonna-
second, that can't be.
The
The
location, the
region thinks that can't be Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday.
What was it, 22nd and 23rd or Saturday,
that's
Sunday?
March.
Yeah,
Yeah, made a mistake.
yeah,
March
yeah, because it's,
21st and 22nd.
yeah, so it's second and 23rd.
Would they have a Friday?
No, that would be second and
Region
23rd,
Cup dates.
Region Cup day. So they do it on the 23rd, we can't do it on the 30th. Then Easter,
What the rain day for State Cup second round rain day is the 25th and 26th of April.
No, that's Friday and Saturday.
Or
And then the 27th is a Sunday. Yeah, we do it on Sunday.
Yeah, we do it on a Sunday.
but
Well, the first thing I think we gotta do too, Carl, is see if we're gonna get any people, if we're gonna get more than 5 guys. The second thing,
Last year, the room was.
Yeah, room was
Yeah,
packed.
good.
And this year, we want the club president.
yes, I was gonna say, the coaches are good, but they don't have any sway. We get
I don't know,
every
we don't have
freaking-
any coaches there.
We have
DOCs are
It
present.
was all DOC, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
DOCs are president because the
But the
DOCs,
DOCs are gonna be at
when we
any
get to,
State Cup.
yeah. when we get
Nothing because.
when we get to the round where we start the budget, nobody even knows what we talked about it.
He should be okay, that's what he said.
Yeah, OD.
It's the first week
We
in
need,
April? No,
we
that's,
need the
no, that's.
person in the club that is calling the shots.
Yeah.
That's the agent of record,
Or it depends, every club's different.
ODP is,
So she's, I got the sense of Apple, they wanna do things.
they've got plenty of sense, they're making money.
Yeah, but then,
Not all of them, but I'm saying, they don't, some of the things that they wanna do don't make any sense.
Okay,
they're 2 and 2 equals 6.
and they want it in cash.
We had in the previous few years, we had like, I don't know, there was one meeting April 13th. Hold on, I'll,
But we got what's available.
We can go,
usually those
we can go the 7th, because that's a rain date. The 25th and 26th of, is a state cup second rain date, but if we do it on Sunday,
Okay, this is the problem with the 27th. We need a DOC meeting to come up with the rules for the next year. And we publish them 20 days in advance. You have to meet the meeting that close to the AGM. You don't have time to come up with the rule proposals to post them that are rules required. We need to get something between the May and earlier.
we haven't, anything. Got President's Cup,
President's Cup
11th and 12th.
12 and 13.
of April?
Yeah,
That can't be a big deal.
Okay, 13th of April.
13th of April, okay.
Because we had that in the past, mid-April.
Yeah.
That was always the weekend of
Yeah.
President's Cup. Because by Sunday, what? We have one team in our region. Right.
Yeah.
So, okay.
April 13th, all right, so that's that one. Let me go back to the next one. On the DOC. Okay, now the coaches meeting. And the reason we need to book these,
Oh, man, I gotta book them now? Yes.
if we won't get a room.
Yeah.
That problem, we can't have it here because we're working on Saturday.
That Hogan stuff.
And last year, the hotel was great, but we couldn't get the big room. We had to use the small room. We only had one room instead of two. So it was a huge problem because we didn't have space. We want Sherry to book it soon enough. The coaches meeting has to be in July. And the other thing is next year, I'm going to propose that all payments be in by July 1st on the day that the applicants are due, because we can't put them in divisions till we get payments. We've got people that want to bring payments to the coaches meeting. Well, that screws up divisions because, exactly. So next year, that
Tryouts are on, when's tryouts?
tryouts will be,
When's the state
that's Memorial.
Sure. Cup stop?
They can start trying out Memorial Day?
Well,
That's fine.
Fine.
25th.
Or-
it's, it's gonna be May, they'll do it, the cup finals are the 24th and 25th
And then the date of May.
Memorial Day.
of May.
And so then,
So that's that, they can start
Memorial Day.
then I'll be
Tryouts will be the next
wait a week.
That's Memorial Day weekend.
What?
I'm sorry.
So make them,
Doesn't matter.
they don't let them start tryouts on the second.
Yeah,
We want money by July 1st.
Mhm.
Monday and then Tuesday.
Well, we have to because they're playing it on.
Right, well, I was just wondering if they'd have their teams put together and try out and all that stuff.
Yeah. We've always had the, we always had
Because
the
referee's certification doesn't start until July 1st.
Right.
So we're looking at that, and this is the USA meeting. What we need to do is have the coaches meeting on the 26th, the 19th to finish up any challenge games, and then we have to understand what challenge games are, because actually there was a lot of confusion on the members before, because people didn't understand challenge games, and they weren't going back to our rules to see what.
We've got to do better with the whole thing as far as this, the issues you have. I mean, it was
But we've always
the
had
argument
problems.
about, I don't want to go south, I don't want to go down to 24 miles.
Oh, yeah,
We go,
but I think if we do July 26th, okay,
Go back to May. It's the Memorial Day. Right?
that's not gonna affect what we're doing.
Oh,
It's gonna affect what, because,
Shouldn't have anything that shows holidays.
no.
Memorial Day, the way it looks, would be the 25th, right?
So 26th,
So, wow.
the team should be the last day for them to get challenge days, and we're letting people know what challenge days are. Last year, we didn't know, but
Okay, so it's gonna start the 27th.
They don't,
27th, I think it's.
and so now we're gonna get to August, same thing, for the junior team, it's gonna be due on the 1st, and that means money, and that means the club can't hold the check to bring it in on the 13th. You can't wait that long. So, okay, this Labor Day weekend, this was Labor Day weekend, wasn't it?
yeah.
Oh.
Memorial Day, 25th.
Yeah, but I'm looking at August.
Oh, for the,
See, this would be Labor Day, so we really can't hold it on the 30th.
It's a Saturday.
What's the 30th? Wait a second, what are you talking about?
Thirteenth.
that's right, yeah, because they need to book the room.
What did we have it this year? What did we have it this past year?
September
First.
1st.
So if we hold the 11th through the 14th from the 23rd, because that's the big complaining group. The pain in the
Who? Which age?
11 to 14.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I want the best teams, and I don't want to.
Well, it's
Look,
Lloyd.
last year we had the USA Junior meeting on August 17th,
Okay.
okay? And had a special meeting, the USA U9s and 10s, the week after,
Right.
the
Okay, so we'll
24th.
do it the 16th.
16th and the 23rd.
Okay, so the 16th is the 11th through the 14th. The 23rd is the 9s and 10s. And we're going to make sure that everybody understands that the DSCs are going to come in to work confirming.
Somebody, or somebody.
And, July, when did the senior meeting, we
July 26th, this
had the 20th. Because also, I don't know, when is the FYC, when is the AGM?
oh, it could be July 26th.
See? The senior meeting we had on July 20th. Last year.
Let me find
Close to that date again. Right. So
GM
that would be the 19th.
31st to the 1st, to the 3rd. Like 31st to the 3rd,
Oh, okay.
or something around there, because they apparently looked at the wrong dates. 2014, 2015, but they're not.
So this is the,
Look at the 19th then.
the 19th, oh, now, is that going to give the vice presidents enough time to put all the teams in divisions? But that's going to be based on getting all the money on the first. I think that will work.
Yeah. Like I said, 19th, last of July 20th, so that's fine. One day.
Okay.
You got all those dates, right?
I got all those dates. And should have booked the rooms, because that's the only reason we have to.
Right.
If we were holding the meetings here, it wouldn't be a problem, but we're not. No.
Well, they have that big room and this big room, and the thing is they have Hogan's Beach.
Again,
Right.
All right, let's,
$80,038. I've got a roster here, and there's too many guest players. I looked them up. Playing from a D3 team, but y'all can see it. I'll see if I can find it. Anyway.
So is this something?
No, it's a different one.
Oh, this is a different one.
same club?
No,
Okay.
this is close.
So,
What was that number, 2031?
2-0. So there are 4 players.
Yeah, there's 4.
Marked out.
If they weren't marked out, then
You can't.
Can't. Okay.
that was large.
Houston Dynamo put Nate complaining just like he did about the thing. And I think part of the issue is once we find a week that we keep them back, we ended up doing that with them. for some reason, and I don't know why. That was upstairs here, remember?
So, looking to do.
But that was secondary players, this is guest players, big difference.
Well,
There's a roster.
So they're in 4 players, and you're only allowed to write in 3. So we're gonna forfeit the game?
someone complained,
Someone complained.
that's
It's file an appeal?
because we don't check every match.
Did they file?
I don't remember how we found out, hold on.
No, but, that's where we've got to make sure, if we're gonna get these, first of all, refs should be stopped there, if they know what that was.
They're not gonna
They're not gonna know.
Well, you're gonna tell them this year when you meet with them.
No, you cannot, see, everybody says the referees are not responsible for player eligibility. It's a league thing.
It's a coach thing, too.
So the
Not a
game's 7 o'clock at night now, he's saying there's
Because
more of them.
next week they
We
do
don't have more of them,
4:55.
we keep going back to other matches now.
Well, nothing to do with
No, no,
roster. See, this is guest play. That's a game by game. That Houston thing, that was secondary players. Roster, secondary players.
For them and 4 guests, so 3 guests and 3 rostered players.
Right, but they're guests, they're secondary players, not between 14 and 15.
That's right.
For a game that they were rostered.
Did you read the,
This one,
okay,
I've got some other info.
Game card and bring a triple game board.
That brings up a
No.
a USA when they
hey,
write.
well, the game.
They write in, right?
We say use the GOT soccer game.
They have a game report that they're supposed to write in.
The only thing they read in the game report is just the team information, that's the roster.
No, there's a roster, but the team, what the referees are usually making them sign
Oh, yes,
are the game report.
correct.
Somewhere, I wish we could transition where we only have one piece of paper, because if the coach signed this, and the coach, the away signs, they've got 4 players on there, that he, opportunity to look at it. Does that, I don't know.
Makes sense, but I don't know how to take.
The other game report has places for injuries and cautions, and
So, well, you have a way to look at it right there to say, I know he's got too many players, I'm protesting.
well, I look at this and the referee filled this out. Any manager's home team or away team sign it. They signed it, and we go, hey guys, you're probably right, so why don't you file an appeal, and we'll deal with it.
We can't do anything with that, that's a God soccer.
No, that was from the referee.
Oh, okay.
The referee, look, the coach just brought it, he got this, the referee got this, he checked it all off, he wrote everybody down, but the other coach could see that he wrote in 4 players.
He must have, because they asked us about it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it got to us, we don't check it in our rosters.
Correct. Well, so,
No,
We only get to it because someone has
That's only when
complained,
we get a complaint.
that's I think that's the point the Houston things make, but let's forget that. All right, so they got 4 players.
I mean, at this point in time, we could say, hey, it's a forfeit based on the thing, and then they can file an appeal.
Yes.
And I would have asked the coach, as soon as they tell him, we'll write up and send us an appeal, and we'll with it. We'll deal with it forcefully right away. So you don't have to kind of get the,
Oh, well, we must have heard, we had to have heard from, I don't know, my email, and I don't want to do that public to the
okay,
world.
we got an email, that's fine.
I have to do that public.
We aren't checking our rosters, so in some way, shape, or form, this had to come to our attention. The only ones we ever see have come to our attention somehow.
Right, this was, and I don't want the world to see my email.
We don't uniformly check them and they kick out any ones that are 4. A lot of 4.
Oh, yes, they do. A couple, because I look at every game report that comes in. But after the 4 are the ones that we've heard from the coaches.
Okay, but we don't kick them out.
No.
They don't kick out. and say-
No, we heard from the coaches.
That's what I'm saying. But get to this, let's thing.
All right, I want to see some other information.
Okay. Something else. No, that's what,
Small, that is, well, about the previous game, or whatever, we
oh,
don't.
yeah, but this game, there's no doubt, right, by looking at this. Now,
Okay.
Oh,
This document,
okay, what I show you, what did I show?
is the one you said they must have figured out how to backdate it or something?
No, that's not what I said.
No, you still, something about the, being current?
This is the red team. And you can see that Clint Stevenson was registered to the red team on 8-3. Okay, yeah, well, this is the red team. Team report from,
I mean, there's 3 or 4 players on there, right?
look, this is when the team was frozen.
Right.
This is game 25-16. I got 25-25 here because Dave Deacon did this game. And he gave us that.
Oh, he said,
That's why Dave said that. So here's Alton Stevenson, who couldn't move and play with the black team because he was injured, but he was registered on the red team. He is old. Here. Jordan Moore, Alton Stevenson, Jordan Moore, and Alton was removed. So you can see he was removed from the red team roster on 12-13.
Gabriel,
so,
Montero,
For the game.
and
they removed them from one team and added them to the other, right?
well, they used the same team. They removed them and then back on.
I'm looking for the,
Which one is this team? Is this a black, you got a black and a red?
25-16 was the game on 12-13. So this is what he's saying, at 6:47 p.m., Dalton was added, okay? He was removed, removed from the red and added to the black, which is true. But the players played on game prior to that day as guest players. 5:60, he had a 7 p.m. game, and he moved this player 10 minutes before the game.
Okay. Still legal.
And
Yeah. Can I swear?
It'll be a minute before.
right. So 25:60 is okay. But 25:25, which is the week before. And unfortunately, that's the only 2 game reports we've got because the referees have thrown them away or neglected to send them to us even when we've asked for them.
What, if they're moving kids, let's get the guy, is it you're moving kids back and forth because you don't have enough, or do you know?
I did, 14 players for the A team and the B team had, 12, I believe. We decided, between myself and the technical director, is 3 from my team, probably not strong players, give the opportunity to play, what the stuff talk about, and slightly easier environment, to get an opportunity to have Division 1.
List them on the, do you list them on the, there should be to have them on the Division 1 team, but play them on a Division 2 so they get some playing time and, or
They
vice versa?
they were rostered on the Division 2 team to make an play up, which is as per your bio at the start.
I'm not,
Yeah, that's the right way.
I'm just trying to figure out a sense of what you're trying to do so we can
Well, that's the way to do
we can
it.
tell you how to do it.
Right, they did play, I mean, you can take the 10 minutes and say he was, moved to the team. Obviously, he didn't have a pass. That's more likely not, whatever. Before, he's still on here. The Deacon, respect him.
Get there in time to do that one, or someone didn't.
25-25.
Was the week before.
It's been going a guest player, and he was in as a guest player.
was fouled on that one ball, then it's called that flag. I'm not trying to say that, there is no one. So, the field is going to back out, yeah. This game is cool. The other one, we're not, I believe
You forfeit this game.
So he's gonna do that now.
that game.
So you agree with that?
You don't dispute that, then you wanna take.
Yeah, I agree with that,
Okay. But let's get, I mean, figure out how to do what you, we understand what you're doing. It's not illegal, and you're trying to get kids play. Figure out, do it without somebody saying they can't have 4 guest players, because when it comes to us with 4, we don't have choices. This one was fine.
And we heard from coaches that it happened at other games, but we can't prove it because the referees didn't turn these in.
But if you're moving to Division 2, and that's my question is that
Next place is the only thing.
okay. But I'm saying the idea is you're moving players from up 2 to 1 to get them a little more, see us work. It's not competitive. All you're doing is just putting more bodies on the field or making them available so they can play, so the kids can play. You got a way to do that, but I don't see that as.
Well, they figured out how to do it.
Well,
Now it's just about
But the rules say 3.
3. And
Well, I mean, you got to figure out how to get one of them switched around every week or whatever it is. Here, when you go to do it,
So that's really that improves.
yeah, that's the point.
We're not doubting that, we just, we gotta go by it.
No, and that's why
So figure something out. I guess they have. It was your.
I can't defend the one.
Yeah.
There is for against players.
And it may have been going on otherwise, but I mean, it's not. We're not going to go.
However, the issue was at this game, I think it was 25-60, we showed the referee, and the referee wrote it in one of these games that it was a technical glitch and got soccer, and it wasn't a technical glitch and got soccer.
Was told that. Is that what he was told? Is that what he said?
Yeah, I don't remember which game.
It might be if it's still it is.
Oh, no, it's a different one. No, sorry, that's a different one.
Mine is I'm the coach. Listen, coach, this guy was supposed to be taken off. He wasn't taken off.
Oh, wait.
He's not disputing that. He's just up.
Wait a minute, no, this is it. This is where you showed them. These were put on permanently on as a guest player on 10-9. So all of them, I think you can go look at it. I just printed this out. This is their official state roster. And the registrar tab put them on as a guest player because they were primary to another team.
Yes.
That they played all season. Because he showed them that roster referee asked for it. Now it's coming back. I'm trying to remember.
We can't do much about it.
And that shows he was put on the roster on 10-6 as a guest player.
10-4.
Or 10-1.
Sorry, Jim. Okay, well.
The registrar is FYSA not talked about because I knew that it would be a problem.
They don't want it out.
They don't have, but people have found that and there's nothing to do about it. You know?
Let me ask you that. What is the essential problem with that from a thing, or is it just allows
Okay, Got
kids to play?
No. Got Soccer put a guest function button in the registrar section. And it registrars to do things that FYSA rules. And then when I was registrar, and I said that they need to remove it. So the registrar 3 days ago, and I said, they're going to have to live with this. And Maria understand it, and had to just a new registrar, nobody understands the damage that does, and nobody's, it's registrars not to use it. So registrar used it, and it
Are there any world-class players that are going on these teams that's playing that? I mean, it, really in the end, right? I mean, we figure out how to manage this.
Well, it's not the
Jesus.
point, though.
No, I
It's not
guess.
the point. Because you have other coaches complain about it, rightfully so.
We said, sport players, we're.
So he's gotta learn how to, that's the thing, because again.
For Linda's thing, if they're using that money. Yeah.
well, that's why it didn't go up on the, on the,
Understand how they can happen.
the registrar deliberately put them on their official roster of guest players.
On the teams.
Anyway, okay, so we're gonna give them back 25, 60,
Explain that.
from 25, 25. And next year, we're gonna look at transfer rules.
You know, I mean, dude, if you look at some of those things, it's and Frank, you've got some, Linda, we got some, and we got some ideas for fit this thing,
We're going to shut down, the meeting's over, right?
right, over.
Okay, so I'm going to goodbye to all these nice people. Yeah, we're gonna. Good luck. You're shutting it down, so just a second.
Okay, so you have two teams. All right, thanks for